One.
There it goes. Okay, so there's just a couple things that need to get talked about first in regards to setup for the game going forward. So after this week, what we're going to start doing is like, and especially while you guys are say traveling all along the routes and whatnot, if we have things that only like particularly relate to like one or two characters, those are things that we're going to start trying to do during the week. Um, so this is one of the reasons why we were asking about things like wish lists, etc. Which I know that we still need to get back to a couple of people because, like, let's say during on Route 2, if someone says I want Pokemon A, and we have like two other people to say I want Pokemon A, not the very very specific breed, but rather just like I'm going to go see if I can't track down some fairy types or whatever. And again, just because fairy comes to mind. Um, Pretty much only the people that are actually wanting to go and do that thing, that those will be the ones that we go and do that with. So then, what I guess probably the easiest way to summarize it is Sunday will start becoming things where it is the group as a whole instead of uh, having
Individual encounters.
exactly. So like generally experience grinding, especially because like literally if it comes down to I'm going to go walk into the woods until I find a fight because I want to go train my Pokemon against the ones that are in the wild here. That's really easy. That's just we don't even need a background map for a number of them. We'll just draw some squiggly lines, say that's a fence, and bam, bam, bam. Here's 5 tokens.
Yeah, that's the stuff Let's Players fast forward through, basically.
Exactly. Yeah. And so Sunday will be group-oriented things, plot-related things, which are kind of synonymous, but I wanted to make sure that distinction was there. Somebody saying, I want to go like I'll be honest, that last encounter that we did, the last one for Route 1, where it was the Mahatsuki versus the Kokurai, that really was the gals hadn't had a chance to go after the two that they really wanted. And so
And I wanted to level up Metis.
And you really wanted to level up Metis. And so with the new setup and whatnot that we're going to be doing going forward, it would be honestly just those probably I should say just those 3 characters, because it would be we're on day 3 or whatever of Route 2, and we're gonna hey guys keep going down the road, we'll catch up, we're gonna go see if we can't find one of these things for just a little bit, and off they go. So that said, recap for the gym challenge stuff that happened over the week. Let's see. Rhodes and Wills both lost their challenges. Then Neon shows up and clears his. And then Kyrus first shows up and clears his. Kyrus' fight was actually fairly close, if I'm remembering properly.
Yes, because of a certain stump that will remain nameless, and having the only every other turn, at will scatter move.
Which team has been retconned.
Yeah, which has been retconned, but unfortunately then, in the universe, it was an at-will move. Poor Aramis. Poor Aramis.
The leader took a bullet seed and got fucking turned into a fine mist.
Yes, to give everybody else the idea, the Lotus wasn't too big of a trouble. The stump came out, Marie managed to toxic it, Marie got almost killed by Bullet Seed, almost got killed by Incinerate, then got finished off by Bullet Seed for an atrocious amount of damage, which point I'm like, aha, all the scatter moves are every other turn. Aramis, get in there, you can finish it off, it's weak. Go, Aramis! Oh shit, Bullet Seed again. And the amount of damage Matt did, the minimum possible damage was more than Aramis's total possible hit points. So not good. Luckily, though, the Toxin then killed the stump, and then it was Anthea versus Okid, and ultimately Anthea was winning the slow process of attritional warfare between the two of them. And finally, the gym leader just said, "All right, we're not going to win this," and just pulled Okin out.
Yeah, there have been a few fights so far against Gabe Woods where it turned into it was somebody versus O-Kid, and it was a whole lot of we're going to breathe heavily at one another until the other one passes out, because that's the amount of damage that was happening.
Though I do think it is worth mentioning that when I had to run away from a gigantic dinosaur in the first part of the challenge, we managed to incapacitate the dinosaur. I still feel pretty good about that, even though nobody besides me does.
Hey, like a head would say, it's like, hey, you accomplished the challenge.
Yeah, you could hear the scorn in his voice though when he said that, though.
No, honestly, at that point, that's because I was just tired. He actually kind of liked the idea that you were like, well, I have this ability, just poison it, and poison it really badly, and
Yeah.
you use
And then
that
it has
to buy
berries
yourself a
to
lot of
cure
time.
itself. And then I had to toxic it again.
And from a GM perspective, I know what I should have done, because hey Wills, what did you run away from for your challenge?
Like 7 raptors.
Yeah, that would have been a problem. But it wasn't. It was the giant ground plant.
I
He had a
think
lot of
the
ground.
only one that had
it was
direct
the
from
Pump
Thistletop.
Cthulhu?
No, it was the like thorny Triceratops.
What? What?
That's like, this was an option? Oh my!
What?
I don't know exactly how many HP it had, but it was well over 100. It had a lot of hit points.
Do you want to know how much HP it had?
It was something like 150, wasn't it?
No.
Okay, what did it have?
I'll put it this way: that thing was pushing level 45.
Yeah. Worth 0 XP, unfortunately, but pushing level 45.
Yep. Yeah, because there's no way I could have given you even a fraction of that experience without being like, so, Kyrus' shit's level 20, what are you all up to?
Yeah, see, Wills took it like when Gabe said, hey, sometimes you find yourself in a situation that you can't muscle your way out of. Wills instantly thought, oh, if I kill anything, I lose.
I actually considered that as well in character, and then Kyrus pretty much went, well, this is supposed to be a realistic simulation. Yeah, he didn't say not to, and in the law of the wild, in the law of the jungle, it's kill or be killed. And if your enemy can't chase you, you don't have to run anymore.
Yeah, exactly. Which is why he had no problems with, like, toxicking. He's like...
Yeah, because to be fair, I toxiced it and then kept running. I did plenty of that, too.
Yep. But anyway, as far as just continuing some of the examples, so it's like I said, Kyrus and Neon went in and they cleared theirs. Shiver made short work of a couple of them and then got blasted.
Not bad.
Shiver's a sweeper. He's not designed to take hits. Anyway, and he is designed to destroy plants. So there was that.
He did really good.
Anyway, so then after that, as far as things that would have happened on that day, the Aurora came in and she did her challenge, Wodenaz first came in to do his challenge, and Damon, you wanna summarize that one?
Oh, for the first part, I managed to hide for 30 minutes.
Oh, nice.
Basically, it got lost, and I got chased by a giant pumpkin thing. Yeah. After that, I sort of lost badly in the actual combat part. So, yeah.
Ultimately,
I don't know. Is that the summary?
Yeah, that's pretty much it. It's unfortunately Wodenaz kind of just hit a little bit of a brick wall because Wodenaz's team is a grass type, a rock type, a bug ground, and an electric against a guy who's rocking grass water, grass fire, and grass ground.
Grass fire. Screw that.
Yeah, the cheat stump is, it's its own thing.
I was so dumb. But I got it. I was surprised I got it, too.
I know that thing had an actual name, but that Pokemon for me will ever be called the Cheat Stump.
It was
Its name is Stumpyro.
I know. It actually has a very easy name, but I still feel like it should be the Cheat Stump.
Joshua Baum is no longer presenting or connected, and neither is Tim. It's okay. We're still recording, so that's all that matters.
We're recording.
Yep.
Yeah.
Hooray!
Anyway, so then let's see. After that, Brandon went in, and some details of Brandon's match will be saved for later. But short version, he actually threw out. I had him throw out the whale first, and pretty much he missed twice. Like he tried to use Sledge, missed. Tried to use Sing, missed. Kept getting the crap kicked out of him, and then when he's sitting there like just below half health, he then uses Sludge again and hits and wipes out Lolitus in one turn. Got switched out for the Beetle. The Beetle used Smackdown. Entire network at the house went down. Okay, so they're resetting the network and they'll be back in shortly. Let's see. Used Rock Throw. Took an Incinerate to the face. Was barely still standing. And... oh, that's right. And then he rolled the crit tackle, and that's when Josh felt the need to...
Oh god, John Cena.
which had me fucking rolling. He's like, as Josh put it, the only way that he sees Magek getting a crit tackle is pretty much he grabbed the stump and suplexed it. Anyway, and then yeah, fucking ground grass had to deal with a bug flying type with Butterfree. Then let's see, after that, Aurora came out. And Aurora almost didn't succeed at her challenge. Like she was close.
Very.
The thing that bought her time to get to that door though was she had Ralts out and used double team and had the doubles block one of the entryways so that the pump
clever.
she was body blocking. And it bought her just enough time to get to the door. Like literally, Pump Panic was 5 spaces away. So then she went into her battle where it ended up Vulpix got thrown out first and then an Aqua Jet happened.
Ooh.
Yeah. Then let's see, after that Kokurai came out, and I think because Kokurai couldn't quite hit hard enough to do sizable damage to Lolitus. So the Kokurai got knocked out, and then Ralts comes out and finishes off Lolitus. And then Stumpyro came out, and then Ralts, I think she only had like 2 health at that point when Stumpyro came out. And Stumpyro just outspeeded her and just ended it.
With Bullet Seed. 72 damage.
Yup. So, as it stands right now, out of the group, we have 2 people that haven't cleared the gym. So you haven't gotten the trainer levels off of those yet. And probably what we're going to start with is... oh, excuse me. Probably everybody meeting up to discuss what the plan is for the next couple days. Because, like, in general, the issue Wodenaz has is with the typing of his team, and Aurora just needs to do a little bit more training and perhaps get some more variety in the team as well. I don't know. Welcome back, gentlemen.
Thank you.
So yeah, you guys just got back as we were finishing the summaries of what happened with the trainer battles. Oh, actually, there's one other thing. Then, so the next day, after the day that everybody had been doing the battles, and The day count is in particular applicable for you there, Damon.
So that would be day 5.
So hold on, because I'm counting just from when you guys got to Agate City. When you got to Agate City, you did the battle in the woods, then you went off to hang out for the night. The next day is when you guys ran into the issue with the burning building, and that's when you guys did your gym challenges. And then the day after that, Rhodes and Wills went off for their rematches, where they then pretty much stomped Woods into the ground.
It just took a little reflection.
Yeah, the guy with a pair of flying types is keeping them at ground level and in melee attack range.
To be fair, even though I didn't say it, DM did assume that.
Yeah. Well, I tried that too, Josh. Unfortunately, I forgot about the cheat stump. Didn't take it into account.
Hey, I liked my tactic where I had my Yakarf vine whip him and pull him in, and throw out Shiver and one-shot him. That was pretty fun.
I wonder if we lost anything while I was disconnected, or if it's still just been
It's still
there.
streaming.
It said it was live.
Okay, we'll see how that turns out.
Nice.
All right, so now into the in-character stuff, I guess.
Well,
Yeah,
and Josh, you and I had talked briefly in character at the monastery. Like, where are we setting this scene?
I would say that at this point, because Wills is the only one that's been staying anywhere else. But Wills, you also know where your buddy Rhodes lives and has been raised, and that's where everybody else was at.
Yes.
We can just say that it's after the rematches. You guys did that in the morning, so Wills and Rhodes are on their way back to the monastery, say for lunchtime or whatever. And scene.
Okay. So, Rhodes and Wills return to the monastery, enter into the dining hall, where I assume everyone else is arranged for lunch. Rhodes walks up and sets his badge on the table before sitting down.
Fucking do.
I take it your rematch went better than the first time through.
Greatly so.
At least you were ready for the stump this time.
Hey, that's
He surrendered after one knockout.
Really?
Yeah, I knocked out the O-Kid, and he soundly looked at his other options and went, I can't reach the ceiling, so you win.
Well, there you go.
Wow. It's not bad.
I felt bad for the stump.
I look at you as if you had just said something along the lines of, like, feeling really sorry for Nazi war criminals or something. You felt sorry for that hideous thing? Why?
First of all, it's not hideous, it's adorable.
It's a cackling skull made out of a part of a tree that's on fire.
And I have a death candle.
Yes, which is actually quite cute. It's got a
But,
cute little cute ghosty face.
I'm going to pop
kind of
out
just ran up
my
there.
bloodblade. I'm going to pop out my bloodblade and say, isn't he adorable?
No.
Aw.
I have one, and no, it's not.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make him flap his jaws up and down. I'm gonna be like, I'm so adorable, yes I am.
And all the rest of you looking at this fish, you can see that the lights are on in this fish's eyes, but there's nobody home.
He does not care for such manhandling,
Yes.
but I don't think he actually has the capacity to care.
Yeah.
The fish may not be aware it is being handled.
And Wills, if I were Nara, I would feel bad that you just compared me to that horrible stump.
It's adorable. I was calling her adorable.
Uh,
But I kind of buried it in rocks.
Well, at least you had a successful tactic to counter it.
bury it in rocks.
I take it Silent Hill came to the Agate City gym.
Yes.
So, from here, we probably need to discuss where to go from next. Because as nice as it is being home, we do need to get along.
Nice.
Yes, we're on a journey for a reason.
Quick question. So the day I fought with the trainers, or the day I did the gym challenge was day 4. That means we're on day 5, right? For egg hatching?
Matt, that's
Sounds
your...
vaguely right.
Keep
Well,
track.
the egg is from the last day we were at the little other village, right?
That's true. Then you guys were on the road for 2 days. And so,
And then
yes,
we've
this
been
is day 5.
And then, so, when the topic of moving on, Captain Wilderness says, I need 5 days.
5 days?
At this point, Brandon just kind of... is the egg anywhere visible? Or is it like up in his room or some shit?
It would be probably up somewhere safer with something watching it. Well, I need not 5 days. I need more time. I don't know how long it'll hatch eventually.
Well,
But it needs to hatch first.
What are you hatching?
I'm hatching another Jungrow to trade away for something a little bit more appropriate for myself.
Huh.
Trying to boost his team.
Oh, that's right. And I don't have the thing that makes it hatch faster. Never mind.
at this point, Rhodes just kind of unfolds the town map that he keeps in the side pocket of his backpack, and goes, "More time. Let's see. More time here, you mean?"
Yep. I need to be next to a computer when this happens.
Why? I mean,
To trade it away as soon as possible. That's the point. If you guys move along ahead, I'll catch up eventually.
but
Well,
in 5
I'm
days we'll
certain
already
the
be
next-
at Santana.
Yeah, and I'm sure they have computers there.
Yes. But I need to trade it as soon as possible because I have to fix my team, and then I have to go. Assuming I, if the
You
trade
want
goes
a
off,
rematch?
no,
No.
not immediately.
Color me wrong, then. My apologies.
Well,
How many days between here and the next town?
6.
Let's see. If we stop getting regularly distracted by things, we would be there in about 6 days if we stay on the route. But if we make some good time, we could get there within 3 days.
Mm,
Um,
how are you thinking 3? That's a bit of a hike.
Let's see. No, like every hex is a day, unless you make good time, at which point it's 2, right? So we have a ferry from Agate, 2, 2, and 2. About 3 days.
Yes, but what I mean is that's functionally 3 days of pushing what amounts to forced march.
Would it be?
Also, I can't see the town map or the big map.
Oh crap. I'm sorry.
I'm looking at the gym.
There we
My
go.
bad.
I was about to say that too.
Yeah.
I'm Josh. You should probably rejoin as GM.
I'm rejoining as player,
As
you
player,
mean,
I mean.
because that way I can, yeah. I was just looking
I was looking at
demo.
Josh's thing. It's like, well, we're looking at the map.
Yeah.
It's all Josh's fault.
It's always Josh's fault.
Aurora is just quietly watching the men talk.
Okay. Yeah, because what the map had been, unless we were going to determine that it needs to be changed, was that each hex is a day, as long as like you're not like camping half the day away and whatnot. And then the only change was that the dense jungle, like these dark green ones, would be 2 days per hex.
Mm.
So other way on the ratio there.
So then, the only way we could really get there really quickly is if we had some kind of transportation that moved faster than us.
Yeah. So,
which we don't got, so it'll be about 6 days. Which would still give about the right amount of time for it to hatch, and
that way we can make sure that it's actually hatched healthy and that it's going to be okay before you end up figure out at the very base, the minimum, what kind of personality it is before you're trying to push it off to somebody.
you can at least give a warning.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm out of character. Are you guys trying to say don't sit around and go on the route anyway?
Because you would only have to hold on to the Jungrowl for 1 day before you get to the city.
And you said, what, 2 tiles is forced march?
That was Brandon commenting. Sorry. And even then, that was kind of he's being generous about that.
And Woods, or sorry, not Woods. Rhodes just kind of points out, yeah, we were moving kind of slowly through Route 1, but that's because we were, for all intents and purposes, moving along and searching for Pokemon every single step of the way. If we actually, take time and move quickly, I think we could make better time than that. I mean, we all have pretty much a full team at this point, don't we?
No.
Aurora, don't you only have like 2 or 3?
And
Apparently, Aurora doesn't know.
Aurora may be still dying.
Or
Yeah.
Aurora.
One says, I only have 4, so full team, no, I do not.
Well, that's all I have as well. That's still only 2 away from a complete team.
Yes, and 3 of mine are usable. Well, more usable.
What's wrong with Thirst?
Thyrsus? Well, Thyrsus is special.
Which one's Thyrsus?
He pulls out a Pokemon. He draws it out. You see the giant little Groundite sitting there. He hands him a bag of rocks. He starts eating the rocks.
That's because that's what they eat. I mean,
It's not the rocks. It's not the rocks. It's, like I said, he's special. You see him patting him on the head.
Well, but like Brandon leans across the table. He's like, yeah, but Groundite aren't bad in a fight.
Yeah, I try hard not to look at you questionably as you're talking about your Groundnut this way, as I have the Zubat and the Lemur on my team, which each have far worse stats than Groundnut does.
Anyway, Roach just kind of looks. There's also the possibility of, well, I couldn't do this, but riding Pokemon is probably going to be a thing that we might have to do at some point. And he indicates Route 4, aka the route of extreme longness.
Where's Route 4? Oh, right here.
The one on the on the
Long
left side.
Oh, that one. Yeah, sorry, Route 4.
And then Route 5, where it's nothing but water.
The open sea.
That's not true.
Okay.
Will's pointing out
There's one.
And Will's pointing out Route 5. He's like, there's a fort there. There's probably a ferry you can jump on. I mean, ferry doesn't stop to catch Pokemon, but there's probably a ferry.
Do we know?
I
By the
can't
way,
say
Matt.
from having to be stuck there. This is Brandon talking. I can't say from having to be stuck there for about a week and a half. There is a ferry that goes from Gatian just straight across, and then you would just head south on the bottom half of Route 12. Just follow the coastline.
Oh, that would be.
Goes from right here to right here.
Pretty much.
Okay.
Yeah. It's for those that don't have the means to travel through Route 5, I guess.
When looking on this map, can somebody refresh my memory if I slept through this class or something? Why is that island in the southwest covered in skulls and gray?
Don't worry about that.
You know, past events that didn't happen.
I believe it has been brought up in character, but Rhodes just kind of points out, he's like, the island itself is basically ruined and uninhabitable. During the whole Cypher and Shadow Pokemon thing, that was where they set up a what amounts to a fortress, and it got blown up. And ever since it got blown up, nothing happens to that island. It's actually very dangerous to go to.
Why is that?
Wish I could tell you.
I've always thought it strange when people say that nothing happens places, and yet it's deadly to go there.
It's the fact that nothing productive happens there. I mean, I was asking around in Gatian about the same thing again. I apologize for sounding like broken record, guys, but yeah, it's that island. There's a whole lot of big angry things there before you even get to the island. I mean, there's a reason why they actually have Route 5 giving it a fairly wide berth.
Indeed.
But yes, as far as an actual reason as to why, I wish I could tell you. It's just dangerous Pokemon, ruins.
Well, it's a perfectly valid reason. I just wanted to know if there was one.
Why can't we just go like that?
Because the ferry doesn't do that.
It just goes right here.
Yeah.
Oh.
I guess if you like rented a boat or something, you could just take a direct route. But
My Blublane will take me there.
I don't think your Bloodblame's taking you anywhere except to a short bus.
I think it will take you to a watery grave.
Either way,
But
that is a long time in the future. As far
It
as
is. I would
Gatian
say
is
the same
concerned.
thing.
So Wodnaz, in regards to the more immediate thing, I guess the question is, like, I understand you're wanting to be able to get the Jungral to whoever it is you've been talking with sooner rather than later, but are they gonna be upset with you over a day's difference?
Oh no, there's no agreements in place.
Oh. Then, I mean,
Yeah, I guess I failed to see the problem.
because, I mean, you were saying that you also need to fill out your team. I know that Route 2 has different things that are on Route 1, because Route 2 is largely just following the water's edge as well. So that might help complement your team out with getting some water types in there. And honestly, if the egg hatches after you've got 6 Pokemon on you, he just gets sent to the computer, so he's nice and safe. Assuming it's a he.
He just looks at him and grumbles a little bit. He's like,
I mean, if you want to stay here by yourself, I guess. But I mean, I don't know. He kind of looks around at everybody else at the table. He's like, "I'm the new guy, so it's kind of all the same to me."
Speaking of, Matt, out of character for a second, Brandon is not somebody we went to school with, River, is he? He's a different guy?
No,
we just barely
Who
met.
the hell are you?
I'm a guy that apparently got volunteered and dragged off by Jubilee and Aurora, and Megek has a thing for Wills here.
Kairos just slaps his forehead against his palm. Do people just invite people to journey with us without even telling me who they are anymore?
Well,
To be fair, you were there.
No, I wasn't.
Oh no, you were at the
In
port. That's
character,
right.
no one has ever introduced me to Brandon. I don't know who he is.
Well, they've been there for like 2 days at this point, so they would have said hi.
I guess, but it's been 2 days of time that has not been in-character role-played. Every in-character scene has either not included him or not included me. I've never seen this creature before. I wondered if anybody else had noticed that, but
No, I actually did not.
remember I was out looking, like, talking to baby tentacles or whatever at the time?
And then I walked away somewhere else. The only time we were in together was that Mahasuki rabbit scene.
Yeah.
Brandon was there for that at least.
Yeah, but we were like,
He just wasn't in the battle.
yeah, but we just like, oh yeah, I introduced him to like everyone in the group except for Kai's because he wasn't there, and I didn't think about it because he was. Will's already
So
introduced him.
Woden speaks up and says, "Okay, this is either I'll stay here or I'm going to go ahead."
So, I pretty much either way, you gotta just want to go do your own thing then?
This needs to happen first, for me. For the rest of you, do as you will. He sits there thinking for a moment. He's like, "You said less than 6 days?"
Less than 6 days.
Will there be food
but
along the way?
Not
We
I have
have
food.
Okay,
I have food.
speaking as acting GM and whatnot, it won't be less than 6 days. It would be if you just go 6 days.
Yeah, assuming nothing slows us down and there are no side trips and nothing happens and
And what if I wanted to go faster? As in more forced march-esque.
It'll still take you about 6 days because you're not going to be going that much faster. I mean, if you do like the actual thing of like forced march where I'm going to even travel through the night and all that crap, that is quite a bit of time to be doing that with. Where I don't think that it's, I suppose it's biologically possible, but you're gonna be on fucking death's door by the time you get there.
On the map, does it show anything between the wherever the ferry drops us off and the city?
No,
No,
but to
it
be
does
fair,
not.
also Evergreen Village didn't exist until I said you guys showed up.
So after he sits after thinking it over, he says, "If you get distracted, I'm leaving you behind." And he goes up and packs up his stuff. He doesn't.
Again, as the out of character thing, I'm not saying that like you guys can't stop to do a battle. Seth, you're breathing in your microphone. I'm not
My
saying
bad.
you guys can't stop to do a battle. It's just like, like I said, if you guys say, let's go take a
Just
side
don't
trip for the
dawdle.
day. I'm not. Okay, let me finish my thought. Okay, so if you guys say camp for half a day or whatever, if you have to stop to get your Pokemon rested up because they got the crap kicked out of them in one of those short battles, because a combat round is 6 seconds. I think the longest fight any of you have done at this point lasted less than a minute.
Damn.
Yeah,
So-
basically.
Yeah, just stopping to do a Pokemon battle is nothing.
well, and Matt, if I may, the broader question here, ultimately in character, I think that our characters would actually be thinking of, is also we're on an adventure. We're supposed to be enjoying ourselves and learning lessons about life and the world and everything else, which is not accomplished by force marching and ignoring everything.
And
Good point.
out of character, I agree, but at the same time, like in regards to my character in this, Brandon, if Wodenaz wants to do it, that's Wodenaz's prerogative.
Yeah, and we can meet him there. I mean, I don't see any
Yeah.
reason to change everything for a reason that can't be clearly articulated.
Anyway, so I just wanted to make sure that the whole nothing can happen if you want it to be 6 days. I just wanted to make sure that that wasn't a misconception.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, so that said, now that I've cleared that up out of character at least, by all means continue.
All right.
Okay, so Wodenaz pretty much gets up and he's going off to his room to go pack shit up.
He's packing and he's leaving as soon as possible.
I'm gonna go get prices for ferry tickets.
Okay.
All right.
Actually, isn't the ferry free?
I don't know. That's why I was asking.
I'm gonna go with Will's.
Okay. So at this point, Brandon's kind of looking around the rest of the table as now
Yeah.
like 3 people have gotten up to it's like
Well, it's what? Brandon, Aurora, and Kyrus?
and Rhodes.
And Rhodes,
And
yeah.
Rhodes.
Your friends seem to gotten quite a bit of gung ho about that. about this, I should say. I mean, it's just for two.
Indeed.
By the way, just to rectify this, Kyrus, this is Brandon. Brandon, This is Kyrus. Sorry for not introducing you earlier. We've had a busy last few days.
Fair enough. I will leave any quips I might have about Oresian hospitality off the table.
Oh no, they're terrible at that. If you really want good hospitality, you need to go to Hoenn.
I haven't had the pleasure. I'll have to take the time sometime.
Well, if you ever do, then I'll show you some good spots. Just avoid Mauville. It's boring.
Out of character. That joke was funny.
So,
But, as I said, I feel that we should enjoy our time on this journey. We only get to do it once. So if speed is necessary, it is necessary. But if not, I see no reason not to shortchange us of experiences or interesting Pokemon that we might encounter.
Kinda. Woden has made his case clear. He wants to just go. So I mean, I guess I'll go at whatever pace the majority goes at. If I was just wandering around by myself, so if you guys are still okay with me tagging along.
like I said, the more the merrier.
Yes, indeed. You seem like polite company. That was your whale, now that I think back on it, wasn't it, the other day with the fire?
Nama, yep. She's
yes.
a good, trustworthy thing.
City.
I don't know. So, alright, so as an out-of-character thing, just summarizing some things. So Neon and Wills, yes, you end up determining that the ferry that is available is pretty much covered by the League, so it's a free thing. But again, much like the one from Gattianport going across the river, or the mouth of the river there, the ferry does not allow you to, stop in the middle of the river to collect Pokemon. It literally is just a ferry.
Got it.
There are a couple of them, so they have like a staggering schedule. Because despite the fact that yes, the river is a hex wide here, it doesn't take a day to cross it. It's a river, not a strait.
Yeah, even if it was a strait, the ferry from like Bainbridge to Seattle, it goes pretty far, and it takes 30 minutes. Like
exactly. So, yeah, it's a fairly short trip, and it would get you on pretty well.
Is Wills and Neon and packed already?
Probably not.
Okay.
My backpack has all my stuff in it.
Rose is going to be a bro to your friend and pack up stuff for them and have it ready when they get back.
Okay.
Well, and I did want to make at least one quick stop down at the Poke Center. I need to pick up a couple of Pokeballs, and I wanted to check the GTS for something.
I would like to go there as well. I have to get some actual items for my Pokemon.
Well, certainly, you're more than welcome to accompany me if you'd like.
All right, final preparations then. Excellent.
Awesome. And Brandon pretty much just kind of busies himself around the temple trying to make sure that everything's gathered up as well, because well, all of his shit pretty much never left his backpack unless he needed it. So, in regards to things that need to be purchased, pretty much just whatever the prices are listed in the player's handbook PDF is just what they would be listed at. So, what is it you guys are looking?
I'm literally buying 2 regular Pokeballs because I can't afford to buy better ones than that. So.
Okay, so go ahead and mark those. And what about you, Suna?
I was just gonna buy like 3 or 4 potions.
Okay.
And a couple of Pokeballs. Just regular ones.
What is the cost on a regular Pokeball? 100?
200, isn't it?
Would you mind if Rhodes goes along with you too?
Not at all.
Yes, not at all.
Okay.
Excuse me.
He also, as Brandon goes, it's like, if Wodenaz leaves, could you follow him to the ferry. We'll meet up there.
Saying that to Brandon, you said?
Brandon, yeah.
He just nods. And he's like, "Yeah, I mean, I've already got all my stuff. I'll make sure to shoot you a message through the Pokédex if we head out."
Yeah, basic balls are 200, great balls are 500, ultra balls are 1,000. Unless specified otherwise, all special balls are at least 1,000. Most of them are 1,000. Pretty much all of them, really, unless there's something weird.
Okay.
I would like to buy luxury balls, but I don't have the money to have luxury.
Oh.
That's a luxury you can't afford.
Seriously.
Matt,
I have
you
such low wisdom. I thought that was funny. I don't know.
Matt, you do so many bad puns that you don't even get to groan at that one.
I still think my Loki pun was the best, but we're gonna move on. We're not gonna dwell on that.
And then I know, Josh, you and Matt already know what I was talking about in terms of the GTS. I don't know how you want to adjudicate that, but that's what it is. I don't need to belabor the point.
Okay.
List of offers. Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah, pretty much what Josh had already messaged you about it. They just need to be rolled up, and it's a thing that we just hadn't gotten to before this.
Well, the only reason I cared particularly in any kind of a time frame perspective is I just need to know what I need to try to catch or get or.
Okay, so you're basically kind of doing what amounts to like a price check, like what people are looking for them.
Well, it's how in real life Adam trades for Pokemon on the GTS. If I want a whatever, I'll go look what's out there and go, oh, hey, I think I've got a whatever in my bank. I'll go breed one of those real quick and then trade that or whatever.
Yeah.
So pretty much looking to see what people are looking for and then going to get it rather than getting a thing and seeing if you can find what you want for it.
Pretty much, yeah, because what I want is specific.
That's
what
fine.
other people want probably is less specific.
Yeah,
And
that's
there's
fine.
plenty of things between Route 1 and Route 2 and what the party already has and everything else. I can probably find something.
Okay, so
Are we going to be skipping a gym, just cutting across, though?
No.
pardon?
No.
No, Santana's number 2.
Yeah,
Number two?
you guys are taking the ferry up this way
Oh,
from
I
Agate.
thought we were going this way.
No,
I
north.
guess logically, what should have also been brought up in the discussion is we don't have to go straight to Santana if the group did not want to. We could easily have taken Agate's ferry down to, say, Firite or Gation. It just would, with Woden as wanting to be in a city within 5 days, the only one within travel distance.
Close to that is Santana, yeah.
Yeah, Santana.
Plus, I've heard tell that there's some very interesting resources up that way. I'd like to go take a look at.
You mean the swamp with the poison types, don't you?
Yes, and I've heard that they're opening a new branch of Venom and Toxic. I think they called it some new TM store catering to poison trainers. I've heard that might be pretty interesting. I wanted to see if that was true or not.
I think I heard about that also on Poke-chan.
Yeah.
It's a sister store to Bloodbath and Beyond.
Yes, exactly.
Bloodbath and Beyond?
Roach just busts up laughing. Just at the tone of that voice.
Aurora, we're being sarcastic. It's okay.
Oh.
Are you okay? You seem like you didn't sleep well.
I had a lot of nightmares.
I'm sorry. What? Why are you? Do I want to know what you're having nightmares about?
Pumpkins.
Pumpkins with tentacles and green flame? Question mark?
You're not here.
Yes.
You're with Wills.
Oh, I thought we
Yeah.
got back. Shut
No,
up.
to be fair, I mean your guys' Pokedexes have freaking Wi-Fi. You didn't really have to terribly, go all that far.
Yes, I was dreaming about that Pokemon, and its terrible, terrible, terrible laugh.
Oh, that. Okay. And Brandon looks at Wills like, this could be bad.
Will's is just super excited, has a Pokeball out.
Brandon's just shaking his head slowly, like,
She's looking at him like curiously.
I'm gonna raise a hand to slap him in the back of the head.
Give smack.
He's like, nope.
To be fair, no one knows but Brandon.
No touche. But meh.
Rhodes is confused at this banter, nudges Kyrus and goes, do you got any idea what's going on there?
I have no idea at all, and I've unfortunately learned to just not dig down that rabbit hole. It's a bad place to go.
Will's
That
gonna
way
pull
lies
out the
madness.
second Pokeball and go,
I'm
oh
not
yeah,
used to
Rhodes,
being out of the loop here.
It's not just you. I think they're in their own loop.
Yeah.
Okay, let's just deal with the loop. Okay, Aurora,
Yes?
sit down.
Yes?
Okay, put your hands in front of you. Clasp them together.
Okay.
Okay, now inhale very slowly. Exhale very slowly. Wills let it out of the Pokeball.
Let what out of the Pokeball?
And then this shows up on the table.
Oh my god.
It's cute.
Oh, that thing.
It is adorable.
So
Wait.
you two traded then.
Mm-hmm.
Does it
Who?
grow up to be that big, scary thing?
It does grow up to be a lot bigger.
And it depends on your definition of scary.
Your definition of scary does not count, Wills.
Hey.
To be fair, there are people that are afraid of butterflies. I mean, rightly so.
Yes, but he called the cheat stump cute. It's a flaming hell face made out of wood.
Rhodes
Kyrus,
walks over
you
and pokes the
you
pumpkin.
haven't met Magek yet, have you?
Met who?
Okay, one second. He pulls out one of his own Pokeballs, and he kind of, and he releases this thing out, which is
That's a thing.
it's also about like 3 feet tall. He's like, Magek here, suplexed it, unconscious.
Shit.
I am deeply impressed and will buy him dinner someday for that accomplishment.
Magek seems incredibly pleased and now walks around the table to sit behind Kyrus.
At the risk of being cheesy, I will pat him on the head. That'll do, Bug. That'll
He
do.
leans into it. Magek, out of character, the fastest way to get Magek to like you is to offer him food.
I
Rhodes
love
is still
it.
poking Will's pumpkin. Is that an actual pumpkin shell? It feels like a real pumpkin shell.
It is real pumpkin shell.
I was gonna say, I'm pretty sure it is.
Gets right down, looks in the little golden eyes, and goes, "Are you but gored?"
It hugs your head.
Oh god.
Oh my, get it off.
The tentacles slowly come out, and he just they touch the side of your head, and he just leans in and he nuzzles you with a hug.
Who's the level?
Who's he nuzzling?
Negative energy damage.
Yeah.
He's nuzzling
Anyway.
Rhodes, who is like, "Are you but gored?"
Are you channeling Kyrus's wisdom levels here or something? Like,
You can't channel things. So just because at this point everybody will be able to have it on their list of scanned Pokemon,
Mhm.
the Pokedex entry, whenever the characters get around to it, is Frightkin hide in pumpkin patches, hoping to scare people. When approached, they scream out and spit a bizarre green fire to startle them. It is the Pumpkin Ghoul Pokemon.
And Willis is just super happy and he's holding it. He's like, it's so adorable.
it is cute. I agree.
Gets a little bit less cute.
Yes, I also agree.
A lot more playful.
Well then. So, Wills, Neon, what'd you learn about the fairies?
Oh yeah,
It's free.
it's free. The league Just right across the river, though. We can't like take it anywhere special, but just right across the river, and it's free.
It's free.
Is Woden
No
as
food,
there,
though.
or has he already headed off?
As far as I know, I'm still packing.
Yeah,
Okay.
it hasn't been all that long.
I
It's
pass
free, but
Neon
there's no
and
food.
Wills their packs.
Oh, thank you.
No problem. How's that guitar case of yours hanging out?
Oh yeah, I need to get that back to you.
Whenever you can.
Bill is eventually going to buy his own empty guitar case now. Just a guitar case.
To use as a backpack.
It's a guitar guy.
Anyway.
I had to think about that for a second.
So I guess we go meet Wodenaz at the ferry and head on then. Unless there's anything anyone else needs to do.
No, I mean, just again, that one thing, but that's up to you guys.
I'm working on it.
Okay, you know what that means? We stall. Everyone, stall.
Yeah, everybody just keep role playing or some shit. I don't know.
I come down the stairs with my things packed and ready to go.
Okay.
Question mark?
Question mark.
Wodenaz comes down, sees Will's holding a frightkin.
And this is what he says literally. Oh, it's small ginger. Huh.
Small ginger.
Oh!
No, not like my ginger.
Yeah, it's
No,
not
no.
like your ginger.
Oh wait,
No,
yeah,
ginger.
that's right.
Ginger,
What's
he looks at you, it's like, no, ginger, like the big one. And the test, chased you around.
No.
lots
no.
of screaming.
That's ginger.
She just
Okay,
curls up in a ball.
Wait, okay.
That was harsh, man.
everybody not everybody got to hear it. Seth, do the noise. Thank you. Carry on.
So wait. Road stops everyone. Okay. Who got the Pumpanic? Raise your hand.
I
I raised my
ginger.
hand.
I raised my hand. Yeah, ginger.
Rhodes raises his hand.
Aurora's curled up in a ball.
I think Aurora got it.
It was terrifying. It was like,
It seems like the most common thing for this gym to throw at us. That or that gym leader just thinks we're all a bunch of wusses.
Well, I'm fairly certain the only reason that I got the one I got is because it was a ground type. Personally.
I got a bunch of raptors, okay? You guys got lucky with that giant ghost.
no, that goes.
That was not the greatest thing, but I mean, it's.
Speaking of the giant ghost,
Ginger seems nice.
yeah,
I
speaking
mean,
of the
got
giant
lost, but yeah.
ghost, Rhodes flips through his Pokedex, gets to Pumpanic's entry, and shows it to Wills, since he hasn't seen it.
Oh, that's what Frightkin's gonna turn into.
It's not cute. It's a thing of nightmares.
At least somebody's got their head screwed on straight.
And then I'm gonna look at Aurora. Don't worry, I'll make it scare the bad guys.
Okay.
It's like, no different. I mean, the laugh was a bit weird, but used to it. Anyhow, we moving out or no?
No.
Just wait for the fairy.
Everyone turns and looks at Neon. What?
I'm
Yeah,
hungry.
it says,
What?
you're hungry? Well,
You just ate lunch.
in which case, one that says, I'll settle my bill and head out. Yeah.
You don't have to settle a bill. This is my house.
Oh. There's a note on the map that says food is.
That is because of like when you guys went out to lunch or whatever for certain things and what the those when there were those events. It pretty much is just a like and well I get that Rhodes would say the thing or whatever. It's like just for the sake of you guys were buying food and whatnot while you were there. That was just the basic expenses for dealing with stuff in the town.
Living expenses. curry for Neon, because he's apparently a bottomless pit.
Yeah, by the 50-gallon drum.
A day.
Better.
No, as I believe we're all ready to move out. Is anyone not? Aurora, what about you?
Well, I would about to answer that question, but I need this overwhelming need to stall for some reason. I don't know why.
Well, to be fair, the stalling can happen while you guys are there. Ah, crap,
yeah,
that's the other thing that we were going to do. Crap. Josh, there was a thing that we needed to do about Frighkin. We needed to finalize its list of abilities that we never got around to.
Right.
So that's a thing.
Well, you can do that off camera. I don't need it right away. I'm just curious if you did.
No, we did not get a chance to do that yet. There's a lot of things that I haven't had a chance to do this week because of reasons.
So Woodness just heads off to the ferry. He says, well, if you're coming, come along. If you're not, I'll see you later. And he walks off to the ferry, which I'm assuming there are signs for.
Of course, it's a city. They probably have billboards and things.
Yep.
Wills will follow.
She'll follow after Will's. Like,
I'm gonna make sure Aurora's okay first. I mean, you're twitching on the ground there.
Oh, she's all right. She's all right. She's just gonna keep her distance away from Will's because he has creepy pumpkin.
He has shown you Fang Doom, hasn't he?
Oh no, she can't see. She always faints before she sees Fang Doom because of the fog.
Yeah, that's good because
Fog only comes out when it wants it to. And to be fair, she has seen Fang Doom because I don't think that there was anybody exclaiming her passing out when you guys were in the sewer because of what she would have fallen into.
Oh, that's right.
No poopy water for her.
I always just pass it off as, oh, it's Will's Pokemon. It's not scary. Will's is a good guy, right?
Will's
telling
is
yourself
such a
that.
friendly guy. Such a friendly guy with evil Pokemon.
Not evil. But if Frighkin is really scaring you, I will put him away.
No, he's okay. I just don't want to think about what he turns into when he grows up.
I shall go with Kyrus to the Pokemon Center to check his stuff.
I'm going to scan the table for anything left that's delicious and stuff it into my bag, and then continue on our way.
we were staying at a monastery, so I don't know how delicious any of it will be, but
Yeah, the cheesecake that you're having delusions of, you now imagine is squished into your backpack quite well.
Hey, I didn't want to just like grab it with a hand and be like, I will wrap it up and take care of it.
Okay. No, it's a monastery. You guys had a lot of like rice with a little bit of meat in there and whatnot.
Okay, tinfoil will work, right?
Ah, crap! My keyboard. What are you doing? You're drunk. Go home.
Things.
Okay, there you go, Adam. That is the list of things that come up as due to the power of the dice of what people are looking for right now in.
Oh, okay. Well, and a number of those are fairly well. One of those, at least, is fairly easy to find. Apparently, we ran into a lot of Yakarf at various times.
Yeah.
Okay.
So.
Am I able to find out now that I'm at the Poke Center? Are any of these known to be on Route 2? Like maybe Lullitus along the river or something? I don't know.
Lullitus, yes.
Okay, then I'll just look for a Lullitus instead of making us slow down. If it was my choice, I'd just run back onto Route 1 and find a cow, but...
A Yakarf or a Kokurai. And be
well,
like,
Kokurai
"Oh,
you've described as being quite rare, but Yakarf don't seem to be.
Well, we did only meet the one Yakarf.
No, we've met
two.
several.
2.
Oh, we met two.
And
Okay.
one encounter had 2 in it.
Yes.
Yes, indeed.
And they're big.
And they're
Yeah.
Unlike tiny evil electric rabbits that are probably really good at hiding and are very fast.
Base movement of 8 over land.
Yeah. But more importantly, we have at least one Yakarf on the team, right?
Mhm.
Neon has one?
Yep.
Well, we've now specified exactly how Tracker works. And if we have a Yakarf and I have Pokemon with Tracker, I should be able to track other Yakarfs.
Yeah,
Neat.
since it's by scent.
So that should be a fairly quick process. But if Lolitus is on the way, I mean, everyone seems to be in this insane hurry, so...
At which point, yeah, I don't know. Y'all are crazy. Anyway, so as far as just
Well,
one last little bit of the bookkeeping. So Suna, you said you wanted Pokeballs?
Oh yes, I bought some.
Okay, so you already looked up the price and stuff?
Yep, I already minus it from my current money. All my items have been updated in my bio.
Mine as well.
Okay.
I don't know how much money I got.
Also, while we're at the GST station, Rhodes makes a little post looking for people who are looking for Orre specific Pokemon.
Mm.
Anyway, and that's all he came along to do as well.
Okay.
Looks at Karis. You got it?
Should be. I think since we're moving forward, I believe with what the helpful gentleman there by the front desk told me, we can find one of the things that this gentleman would like to trade for, or a person would like to trade for, on the route ahead of us, so it shouldn't be too hard to find. Do you remember, are Lolitus terribly rare?
Honestly, that was the thing in my gym challenge that I underestimated. I don't know jack or diddly about Lolitus.
Well, I mean, I was going to say that you could make an int roll because, you're
Well,
from Paget
I mean,
and it's across
yeah,
the
they
river,
live
but
like a few miles from you.
Let me make an int roll then.
Kyrus looks at him. The fuck are you talking about?
Yeah.
They're not uncommon. But Rattata they ain't.
Yeah.
It's a matter of you're going to have to keep an eye on the river because they tend to try and chill out in the water. But
Okay.
still relatively close to the land.
Like actual lotuses.
Oh, you would almost think that's what they are.
Oh my!
Madness, I say.
Yeah. So there's Rose's int check.
Cool.
I shall ape what the DM has already said.
In that case, I'm glad I bought a couple extra Pokeballs. Because I need to catch at least 2 things. I need to catch something to trade, and then I also need to catch at least 1 more Pokemon, and then I'll level up again. That'll be great.
All right, so we all meet up at the ferry. Now that all the bookkeeping stuff has been taken care of.
Yep.
And onwards we go.
Alrighty, so anyway, it was not a beep on my screen. Okay. So when you guys get to the ferry, it,
Okay.
anyway, so when you guys get to the ferry, and they have one that's actively getting boarded and everything. Shortly after it sets off, like Brandon's gonna let his whale out of the Pokeball so that it can
scan it
along.
Wow, that was quick.
Well, remember, scanning them is a free action. It just takes 3 rounds for the data to process and it to tell you anything. So there's no reason all of us shouldn't just have standing operating procedure to go and just scan anything.
I assume we all.
Scan.
Well, okay, so here's what I was going to say. If you remember, we had just kind of had that standing rule of if it's part of the party, it's just scanned.
Oh,
Ah.
Remember?
Oh yeah.
So honestly, the only reason why I even have it be a thing for the wild ones is just presence of mind. Like, are you thinking to go scan it?
Yep.
Anyway, so she just kind of like swims along and is enjoying herself. Now that she's actually in an environment where she can move around. It's certainly not slow. in the water. It's got a
Interesting creature, Brandon. Can you tell me a little more about it? I've seen
recycle.
large aquatic Pokemon before, but it certainly is kind of unusual.
They
Oh, that's cool.
What's the name?
recycle. What's that? I'm plugging in my headset before it dies. All right, I am putting the name into the Hangout chat. That's how its name is spelled. Oh, recycle are interesting things. They're actually around here, up by the mouth of the river. They, well, eat trash. They're
Huh.
called,
Huh.
it's called the barge Pokemon. They, I mean, they can eat other things, but they prefer to try and clean up the waters that everything else is living in. I mean, the Blublames really don't care. They could, as far as they seem, they can thrive in. Even when this river was really bad, as from what I understand, they were able to thrive in it. But other things have a little bit of a harder time. But
Not certain they know if they're thriving or not.
no, I don't know. But yeah, I mean, Recycle are, well, despite only actually being a water-type Pokemon, they have, actually, you might like this, they have a fairly close affinity to poison types.
They don't eat them, do they?
No, but I mean, like, if you
Well, there's at least one poison type that is made of trash. So that's why I ask.
Oh, what's that one called again? Trash bin?
Garbodor.
Oh, Garbodor. Okay. I don't know. I mean, maybe if it jumped in the water, they might mistake it for a bunch of floating trash.
You.
Oh, goodness.
I don't know. That'd be really unfortunate. But, like, Nama here, she knows sludge.
A look of jealousy green enough to, like, oh, yeah, it passes. But for a minute there, you think Kairos wanted to actually steal your soul.
Is the ferry going fast enough that I cannot fish off the side?
Probably.
Correct.
Yeah, okay.
You might be able to catch a Blubblame.
By virtue of getting the hook in its tail.
Yeah, I mean, if literally just hooking it like drag hooking it or whatever.
Yeah.
Rhodes actually pops in. I also seem to remember Recyqual are not native.
No, apparently they migrated north from like, do you guys hear about that little news report a few days ago? That's where they're from. They migrated north because of all the trash that was in the water.
So they're actually quite helpful to the environment then, huh?
Yep.
Yeah.
Well,
And-
depending on, yeah, I guess depending on your point of view.
They clean up all the trash? How's that not helpful for the environment?
Well, if you're Garbodor, you don't appreciate it.
Yes. But no, one thing that may end up happening, Kairos, is because you have a fair number of poison types, right?
Mm-hmm.
So how much ability do you actually have to poison other Pokemon instead of just hitting them with a poison type move?
Fair bit.
Well, I may have you poison her someday.
I look at you strangely, but not opposed to this proposition.
Most of the toxins that Pokemon use in those kinds of attacks, something that Recyqual does, it actually is beneficial.
Fascinating.
Helps her keep all energetic and stay in a fight longer.
Well, if you ever need to be poisoned, feel free.
Okay, not me, just only her.
2 for 1? Oh well.
Special deal.
That'll do, Psycho. That'll do. But anyway, so the rest of the unless somebody else wants to do something.
No, just enjoying the boat ride.
Indeed, yeah, we don't have a lot of ferries in Kalos.
I imagine not. You guys are fairly landlocked.
Can we see any Pokemon as we're floating by?
I would say so. Let's see.
Things that could be scanned.
Yeah, since it's pretty quick, actually. One sec, I'm trying to get to the proper folder that I have here. Except it's being a butt. So you guys end up seeing a couple of things. You see a number of blub-lame that are just kind of there.
Swimming upside down and like
Floating to the water on its side.
running into each other occasionally.
You see one of them like holding its mouth up out of the water, trying to see if it can breathe. Anyway,
I'm glad we have these fish. They're so amusing.
it makes me feel better
Back in
about my
Kalos, everyone
intelligence.
makes fun of Love Disc, but Love Disc make these. I mean, compared to these things, Love Disc is at least relicanth.
Oh, I don't know. Who knows? They might eat heart scales.
Anyway,
Hang on.
so you see a couple of things, like you see a tentacle, you see a couple bubblames, you end up seeing what looks like a small flock of ducks or whatever flying overhead.
Can the ducks be scanned?
Yeah, you scanned it. It actually says that it is gacha duck.
Gotcha.
Spell that for me.
Oh, gotcha. Got it.
GATCHADUCK.
Gotcha, Duck. What is it? What's the Pokedex say about that thing?
I'm bringing it up.
18, 16, 17.
Except DeviantArt is slow as shit. I knew you were in here somewhere, stupid bird. Alright. Gachaduck are the underdogs of the team, small and weak, but full of spirit and heart, so they never back down. Those who tame this creature are truly brave themselves.
Okay, that sounds both ominous and uninteresting.
Brandon looks at his Pokedex, is like, part of the team? Y'all got the same thing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
I think we're missing a software update.
Something like that. Maybe there's some people who make these Pokedexes have some sort of economic interest in this particular species.
Maybe there's more types of this kind of Pokemon.
Well, there certainly is precedent for that with the Mahatsuki.
That's true. This region does do weird things. Anyway, after as you're like halfway through the ferry ride or whatever, you end up also seeing another little oddity. Like, Recycwall starts giving the boat a little bit of a wider berth, and you see loading, like 2 or 3 of these actually like swimming along next to the ferry.
Hmm.
If you posted it, I don't see it.
It should be on the map.
No.
No.
You don't see the big
See
thing?
it. Mm-mm.
Nope.
I don't see it.
Dumb.
Dumb. Dumb.
That's actually the name of the Pokemon. It's called Dum. It's a very strange Pokemon, actually.
It's invisible.
Screams a lot. It's invisible. It screams a lot. It makes people angry for weird reasons. It's some kind of dark psychic thing. I don't know.
Oh, which on
Really?
that note, there is another Pokemon that everybody would have been able to see out of Brandon.
Hmm.
It's called Klaatu.
Platoon.
Klaatu. Klaatu. And
Yep.
can you guys see this thing now?
No.
I think you're putting them behind the
No.
map.
Probably.
The fuck? Because it's not. I'm either right-clicking on it, and I'm saying to front. It is on the objects and tokens layer. Hold on a second.
Sorry.
So you guys should see the battle map, right? For the gym leader.
Nope.
Nope.
No, we're on the map.
Map.
Map. Town map.
Okay, so it is not updating this for anybody then.
Weird.
I'll refresh. I don't know.
Yeah, I just refreshed too, see if that helps.
I will rejoin as deep.
Well, I'm still on the map screen, but I do see the very large pink thing now.
Yes, that thing. You see
Very
that?
large
That's the
pink
thing
thing?
swimming.
I'm rejoining
I'm
as
not-
DM just to see if I can help.
What is that thing called, Matt?
Well, after it gets scanned, it is called a mermaid.
Oh, it's not on my screen, but I want it.
Some kind of strange combination of like a
Well, that looks
mermaid
cool.
and like a jellyfish, and it's very weird.
And it has a big heart.
Yeah.
I'd say a lionfish.
Aurora
Yeah,
sees
maybe.
it, and her eyes just are like wide. She just is twitching because she really wants one.
Can you see what it actually looks like?
It's not on the map, no.
Okay, refresh your page.
Going back to player mode.
Okay.
There we go.
Okay. Anyway, so the sound, as you guys see it, and they're just kind of like jumping up out of the water and just having themselves a good time. You kind of like what dolphins do in real life a little bit. Before like one of them just starts like swimming backwards alongside the boat. What the Pokedex ends up saying is these Pokemon have been known to sing beautiful songs at sea, though unintentionally they can distract sailors from their boat paths.
They're sirens.
What's the name of that? I had to reload.
I just put it into the
Okay.
chat.
Good. I'm glad I was guessing on the spelling there.
Yep.
Got it right. Like they wouldn't put the U in it.
Nope. Now, as far as the other one, this is the other one I was saying that Brandon has, and its name is that.
Man, it's Vivi.
I instinctively recoil in horror only because it is patently obvious it's a psychic type. It has a magician hat and a magic wand. It is definitionally a psychic type.
And it glows a pinkish purple.
Yes, it's obvious. I mean, it might be like ghost psychic, but it's certainly psychic something.
Yeah, so that's the one that you guys would have already had from Brandon. He's not like whipping it out right now, but
Giggity.
well, he might. You already took him to lunch.
Hey guys, for some reason my roll 20 on the sidebar disappeared.
On the left side?
Yes.
I do still find it easier just to open a new tab of Roll20.
Yeah, it's much easier to use a separate tab.
Okay, I'll do that.
Yeah, the only reason I use the Google Hangouts app is because, well, I got to anyway to record, so might as well.
Okay. Anyway, since you guys are gonna end up on the ferry for probably about an hour or so. Yeah, half hour to an hour. So is anybody gonna try and say, pretty much just enjoying the ride, just sitting back and chilling, or are you guys gonna?
Yeah, just watching for Pokemon.
Okay, so that's probably
Yeah,
about all you-
basically that. Scan. Find
check
Pokemon I don't have.
Aurora found a Pokemon that she really wants.
Okay. So anyway, like I said, about an hour later or so, you guys end up getting to the other side. The ferry, slows down. They get it all tied up, and once they open up front doors, speakers like, please, offload carefully, etc. And hope you enjoyed your trip, and good luck on the rest of your journey. And there's I don't want to call it a town, but there's. It's obvious to tell that there's people that live on this side of the river for Agate City, and they just kind of ferry their way across. like just a couple small shops or whatever. But most of the people that were on the ferry were other trainers that are now making their way, down pretty much down the road. Some of them walk off to each side, off to the sides to go look at stuff. I'm assuming pretty much Wodenaz just like, I see a road, I'm going.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
So
He'll scan stuff on the way, but he's trying to move along.
Okay.
Move along, move along.
So just as a blanket thing then, so is he planning on just skipping even trying to catch Pokemon on this and he's just walking? Or...
Depends on it. It depends on if something catches his eye, he may try and go for it, and I'll have to figure that one out when we get to it. But other than that, if he sees something he doesn't have in the dex, he'll probably scan it. But other than that, like I said, unless it catches his eye, you have the list of things he wants, the vague list of things he wants. So.
Okay. Okay, so that said, what is everybody else doing in regards to right after getting off the ferry?
I'm gonna pull out that cheesecake.
That imaginary cheesecake that you just had.
No, I'll
Hold it. Rhodes, anticipating this, reaches into his pack, walks up to Neon, and presses a leftover sandwich from lunch, wrapped up in cellophane, into his hand.
Wait, Rhodes, are you sure you don't want to have Scout climb onto his face to stop him from overeating for his own good?
No.
That depends. Is he going to have a third sandwich?
Well, we all know that Scout, of course, is the moral center of the entire party, somehow.
He's the moral center of my party.
And he thinks he's the moral center of everybody else's party,
too. Crap. That's funny.
But, Matt, for the little thing, Kairos will have Aramis out, as he usually does in most of these cases, and will be taking notes in a journal, just sort of generally jotting down his observations and things. Mm-hmm. But everyone else can notice that Aramis's eyes are purple.
So you finally got it contacts, did you?
Yes.
It needed.
Let's say that is right.
It's like it needed vision correction surgery. It never blinks, so it makes sense.
Roach just laughs. It's like, I go for sarcasm.
An admirable trait.
So...
Wait, was that supposed to be a pun, Rhodes?
I don't know whatever you're talking about. And he begins to walk along the road.
I follow Rhodes.
Nama gets recalled, obviously, and then Brandon's just like, he's just got like his hand over his eyes, like, oh my god, what am I getting myself into? That pun was painful. I didn't see it coming.
I'm going to let out all of my... No, wait, not Leviathan. Never mind. So I'm going to let out...
Place it on the side of the road. Find you through the water, and you survive.
It's just laying there, like...
Is Leviathan your Blublame?
I'm going to let out my Yakarf, my Shiver, and my Rosiard, and then I'm going to climb on top of my Yakarf and be like, away!
And now the crowd parts because there's a giant fucking yak in the middle of the town.
Yep. Were you in the town?
It's a small town on the other side.
It's a small thing.
Like
It's
this
fairy
fairy rock.
It's not.
I thought we were...
a town.
I
wouldn't
thought we
call
were...
it a town.
Okay, there was nothing for a town. It was just grass, so I assumed that we were just like, okay, grass. So I will hold off on my action until we open an open area and don't crush a house.
Your yak isn't that big.
Oh.
Yet.
Oh.
Yeah,
I almost... What did I almost do in the gym? Then I almost crushed my own Shiver or something.
It's just because you dropped his token on top of where.
Oh, that's right.
Standing. So,
Bye, Shiver.
Your starter's dead. Have fun with that.
All right, so we're in the town now.
It's fine. We can just go past. When it's available, everybody lets out whichever Pokemon they're planning on walking.
Yeah, and the only little thing to that, Matt, because I can't control them on my end, I did want to swap out who's in my main party.
Okay. Who is it that you have on you?
Well, the only change I need to make is I need to swap Jean for Odysseus, because I want to try to get Jean some XP.
Okay.
Thanks.
Are you guys gonna be mad if I make my Yakarf my TM whore or my HM whore?
No.
Why would I be mad?
Mad? No. Disappoint? Yes, because... Well, actually, no, because it's in its own separate list, so fuck, go for it, whatever.
Oh, there we go, huh? I didn't
Gems.
think about that. I was just thinking 4 moves. I'm like, fuck.
Well, now here's the other thing to keep in mind. Beyond that, separate limitation and whatnot, HM's like, oh man, we need Rock Smash to continue. What? You walk around the rock.
What if there's a tree and a bush between that rock?
Oh,
And that's the only path I can go.
Yeah,
Well, I wouldn't worry about it, because we're not exactly being given HMs left, right, and sideways here.
Zubat, use surf.
Yeah, here's the other thing. Yakarf. Okay, what is Yakarf's 2 things that are part of its diet? Grass and rocks.
And grass.
It's like, oh man, there's a rock on the way. Yakarf.
Eat that. Well, how long is it going to take to eat it?
Not very.
Because like,
It's as big as a semi, dude. Or
No.
see, here's the thing: is I've owned cattle, and they lick salt rocks. They lick them, and they deteriorate. I don't know if he's going to like crunch it.
Well, but salt blocks aren't solid rock. I mean, they're pressed from minerals, but they're not that hard.
Yeah.
Okay.
But anyway, I mean, it's like, yeah, again, if there is a bunch of rocks blocking the path, rock smash would be a good way to get through that, sure. But let's be honest, that landslide is a plot point, not a hey, we need you to have this move so
Right.
they arbitrarily block your path.
Yeah, this isn't the video game.
Exactly. It's almost like you can actually ride your Yakarf.
I was going to.
I know.
Oh
That's what my
God.
point was.
Stealing my ideas.
No, you already said it. Motherfucker, shut up. Okay.
All right.
Anyway,
Is there anything in the town, or is it just kind of just meh?
it's just a bunch of small shops. I mean, frankly, if you were going to do any shopping, you would have done it in Agate City proper. Doesn't really matter.
Okay.
Brandon probably, as far as like everybody having Pokemon out, Brandon probably has both of the butterflies and Thoth running around. Thoth being
Wait, what butterflies?
Both of his
Fairy
butterflies.
Well, again, in character, I've never seen these things.
Well, then he drops Mab and Itzpa. And
Okay,
Mab is
so
the
that's a
Fair
Butterfree
Fairy.
and a Fair Fairy, so I can add those
Yeah.
to the scanned list.
Which,
Butterfree,
in that
so
regard,
cute.
so then just add Quecky as well, and that's
Yeah,
the
I have it
last
on here
one.
as Matt's Beetle, because I couldn't spell it. So what is it?
Okay, 1 second.
Matt's Beetle. Smash.
That's how sorry, that's how Quecky
Yeah.
is spelled.
I totally would have spelled that wrong.
That's pretty.
Fair Fairy's icon picture. The art for Fair Fairy may change. I'm not sure yet.
It's pretty though. It looks like a. It's pretty.
It looks like a bug fairy.
Yeah.
It does.
So what, anything Aurora running around with?
Aurora will be running around with Lily. She's going to be giving Lily a bit of exercise.
So y'all see the friggin' Kokurai like running around back and forth, fucking hyper rabbit that it is. Actually,
AKA the angriest rabbit.
what
Yeah.
is Lily's nature? Lily is Stark. Lily's less so much running around as like, you're all slow. But despite my speed, you can never outrun the inevitability of death.
I think what I imagine Lily as, my friend used to have this rabbit named Shampoo, and she would run all over the house. And if you had your toes out, she would nibble on your toes.
That
Not
sounds
hard.
Terrifying.
Not hard, but she'd nibble on your toes and then run away and then run back.
But she's Stark nature, not like playful or something.
Yeah, Stark is like grim. Like I've stared into the abyss and realized the grim joke that is life.
Kind of.
I have 2 Stark Pokemon. I'm down with Stark.
You need to stop confusing Tony Stark with the definition of Stark.
That's true. Tony Stark is not Stark.
If Reigns of Kashmir start playing, I'm running away. He's got 2 Starks.
I
What?
Okay, I'll admit I'm dumb here or not cool or whatever. I don't know what that is.
I believe it's a
Yeah.
Game of Thrones reference.
Oh.
You
Oh,
made the
fair enough,
reference and you
'cause-
don't even know what
yeah.
you're referencing?
Well, he's right though. If you look up Stark, like to get the definition, House Stark is the first thing that comes up before the actual English word.
Okay.
Ah.
Modern culture. Moving on. Alright, so, and I'm assuming Woden is going to let Gungnir out, or...
Yeah, it'll be Gungir.
Okay. Whatever. So everybody has some Pokemon out and they're running around, so...
Rhodes looks very jealous that Neon gets to ride a Yarkarf. It's got that little glint of, I want a mount.
Preferably one that smells better than Yakarf.
Hey, Yakarf smells like freshly mowed grass. Get
I
over
think that's what
it.
I think that's what you hope Yakarf smells like. It's still based on a yak, which are disgusting, stinky things.
Yeah, but that's
I don't
because
know.
they never bathe. This thing, it's at least made of grass. Grass and rock, that's moderately hygienic.
Mhm.
Yeah, I hope you're right.
Despite being a carf, it is the size of a small car.
So I can have people on top of him with me, huh?
Yes, you can.
I'm going to invite people to sit on Santo Baca with me. How many can he hold?
At this point, me and Matt have gone kind of back and forth with it. About 2, I'd say.
Okay.
If you try and he can fit 3, but if you try 3, he's going to be like, ugh, a little heavy now.
He slows down by 3 on his movement capability.
Okay. So I'm just going to invite one other person to
Six, right?
hop on
We'll
with me.
have the NPC currently do it. Just help Jubilee up on Yarkarf.
Whee!
Sure. Anyway, so just to make sure that I actually have the understanding of this right, then, mostly, pretty much everybody's stuff right now is if we see a thing that catches our attention, we'll go after it.
Yep.
And I want to try to fill my Pokedex, and I want to try to catch a Lolatus.
Okay.
And whatever else looks awesome.
Okay. That said, I will say that you have pretty much seen everything on. You have by this point scanned everything on Route 2 except for 2 things. So, and this is where I'm going to be perfectly frank and honest. Route 2 was designed in the first place to be very short because even when we were building the map, we're like, Route 1 is already way longer than most routes. Guess where everybody's going to be doing most of their level grinding and all that, and then we bloated its encounter list. Which that said, you guys, there are a couple things that you guys didn't get to see still.
Yay.
Actually, no, I stand corrected. I forgot. Josh caught a Kalachick. Yeah, so yeah, you guys saw most of it anyway. But anyway, so I'm not gonna lie, that's pretty much what I needed out of getting stuff done tonight. I mean, there's kind of a reason why I said that tonight was likely going to be very short.
So we're going to wrap it up?
Yeah, I mean, unless somebody has something that they want to get done, well, we have the whole everybody but Jubilee here.
No?
So are we saying that pretty much nothing happens on Route 2 and we end up in the city?
No, what I'm saying is that in regards to like any of the things that people are going to get accomplished on Route 2, that's where those smaller, closer to one-on-one sessions during the week are going to happen.
Alright, got that.
So other than that,
Because from a mechanical perspective, it is kind of a pain in the ass to build encounters with wild Pokemon that are actually going to do anything resembling a challenge for you guys. Because if I put in enough Pokemon for the wild Pokemon to actually challenge you guys, because you guys do have your teams beyond just the ones that you start with in the beginning of the fight, I would have to put so many Pokemon on the field that the amount of damage they're going to do in the first turn is just going to annihilate.
Alpha Strike.
Yeah. And while there's an alternative fix where it's like, well, as some of the Pokemon that are on the field get knocked out, more come in from the bushes or whatever. Let's be honest, that's going to start sounding really gimmicky, like the first time it happens.
Yeah. Well, and also, Matt, I think it's fair in like spirit of the law kind of a sense of like what we're actually in character out here to do. It makes sense they'd want us to do stuff on our own to a degree because you don't learn anything if you just have a whole pack of people and you show up mob deep all the time to do anything.
Mob deep.
That is true.
Yeah. And one other thing, this game is designed for a party of 4. We're in 7, if you include Brandon right now.
And 8 with Jubilee, right?
No, that I'm counting Jubilee. Like,
Oh.
as far as the number of players, if we had everybody in attendance, we have at the very least 6 players plus the GM PC that will eventually get cycled out.
I'm just looking at Roll20 and I see you and me and Rhodes and Wodenaz and Neon and Wills and Aurora. Jubilee would be the 8th,
Oh, yeah.
assuming you're counting the GM's character.
Yeah, so, yeah, I can math.
He can math so good. Such math. All the math.
Yeah.
Math can be had.
Just for ideas, if we wanted to, we could even split the party into 4 groups if we wanted, or not 4 groups, into groups of 4, and say like if we got to Route 3, if a group wanted to go to Manakai's town for some reason, and there was another group that wanted to go to Shangiri, or even if anybody wanted to go into the woods out here in Route 4, we could even split the groups up. That way it'd go by a little quicker, if that makes sense.
Well, and then it's net the same result, because the current plan is like, again, we'll do like the big plot events and stuff, and all those. Those will be the things that involve the whole group will be on Sundays from this point. We're gonna try and see if we can do that. So then that way, like, Wodenaz has limited things that he actually wants to do on Route 2 right now. Pretty much it comes down to if it catches my interest, whatever, which he's already told me which things would, then he'll stop to go try and catch those. Otherwise, he'll just kind of scan it and move on. So in that regard, I can pretty much just say, well, these are the ones that you get scanned, rather than burning a half hour on, trying to test, get the temperature of the water, as it were, from the party. Like, are you guys gonna go after this? Are you gonna let it be? Are you gonna what? And then, just kind of saves a bit of hassle there.
Yeah.
And again, that's a lot of why I wanted to make sure that on the ferry you guys saw a bunch of the things for on the route. So, because like I said, there's all of 2 things that you guys haven't seen, which, again, based on the kinds of things people want to look at, probably most of you will at least get scanned, if not, whatever. That statement got away from me somewhere. So I guess getting back to it then, does anybody have anything that they want to get accomplished while they have 6 trainers here, sorry?
Is Lolitus really super badass and I don't realize it? Like that I would need 5 people to help me catch it? I'm guessing no.
Really.
No.
Then nope, I'm good.
I mean, out of character information, Gabe Woods, his Lolitus, was actually his highest level Pokemon. The reason why Lolitus is such a pain in the ass is it's level 17.
Yeah. Well, I get that, but my point is it's not like a super legendary that's level 93 that I need, like...
Oh, hell no.
That's my point.
Honestly, your Mahatsuki has a higher base stat total.
Yeah.
So while we're walking real quick, Wills is going to go, oh yeah, hey Rhodes! And holds up a Pokeball and goes, this was yours! And throws it to him.
I catch it. What would this be?
It's a little fairy thing you wanted.
The Mahatsuki.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He just got a
Rhodes
little fairy
looks
thing.
a little confused. Fairy thing. And he pops it open. He pops it open and the Mahatsuki pops out.
Strikes a pose.
Oh my. Oh yeah, you were doing the mind thing. He's making
Wait.
hand gestures, like pointing to his own forehead and then at Will's, like back and forth.
And
The
then Will's
mind
gonna
bit.
cock his head a little bit and goes, "Wait, you didn't say that out loud?"
No, I didn't.
Brandon
But it's
seems
cool you heard me.
concerned.
Yeah, I'm right there with Brandon. I'm deeply concerned.
Rhodes does not look concerned at all. So you heard about my idea in my head.
Yet again, I thought you said that out loud. My bad.
I think Will's Pokemon may be possessing both of them.
He
I don't
gives
think
Kairos like a
we
little
can do
wave,
that.
like nah. While we were fighting those Mahatsuki, I had an idea, like with the news announcement of the new guys coming on the routes or
Yeah.
coming into the league. I was gonna try and get a Pokemon, something native to here, something unique and kind of cool looking, and see if I could find someone who was just starting their journey over there, and send it to them. Trade a Pokemon, keep in touch, pen pal back and forth,
So,
make someone over there feel welcome.
so Rhodes, pretty much you're planning on trying to have the Mahatsuki here be your white dove, as it were?
I guess that could be a
Is
way
the
to put
league
it.
paying you?
No,
If they aren't, they should be.
That's what I was thinking.
Like, that sounds like something that the government would do.
No,
He was
no.
just trying to make friends.
In the most government program-related way you could possibly do.
Have you never had a pen pal before?
We were pen pals.
We
with
were
this
pen
guy.
pals, Wills. What are you talking about?
That was my point.
Oh, was this
He was
supposed to be
just
funny?
doing it. He was just doing it with a Pokemon to get started.
Do you
I'm
normally
sending
just
you an
give
email.
people animals,
sending-
creatures?
sending
Like,
you- Go ahead.
what if somebody's allergic to it or something? I mean, you don't even know.
Wait, have you ever met somebody that's allergic to a Pokemon?
That would be the saddest
Uh,
person I think ever.
To be fair, many people are allergic to Oddish.
That's
Well,
because
Oddish
Oddish
produces
is
a bunch of
toxic.
different toxins too.
Yeah,
That's an allergy.
Rose gives it.
That you are getting very clinical, sir.
Whatever.
Granted, people have allergies to plants, but Pokemon are a living thing as well. Well, I guess plants are.
Allergies.
Yeah.
Dark.
I don't know. So here's my question. Hold on a moment. So, Wills,
I can read
suppose-
minds.
Yeah, I was gonna say. So I suppose I should have seen it coming there, but with all the ghosts and stuff. But you're psychic.
Yes.
Okay.
And then he also goes like this. He goes in a short distance around, like right around him. It just goes dark. I can do this too.
What the
Damn it.
fuck?
God damn it.
I take like 4 steps back.
And then I
keep a
make
safe
the light
distance.
disappear. He's all excited.
Roach just points. That one's new. Didn't know he could do that.
So
Knew he
you
could
can
do the brain
glow,
thing.
you can
Didn't know
summon
he
the
could do that.
darkness itself.
At this point, Brandon's arms are like just straight down to his side. Klaatu floats down next to him because like, eh.
Okay, I take steps away from both of you guys.
Oh my.
Oh, and one more thing. Kairos, I've been practicing.
Okay.
I pick up a rock, and I turn it to sand.
At this point, Brandon just kind of turns and he starts walking down the road. He's like looking down at his feet like, I'm good at raising Pokemon. That's about it. This guy fucking
Yes.
turns rocks into sand and then gold into silver. Fucking what the? It's light to dark.
And during this entire time, Wooden has just kept on
You're
going.
like 6 miles ahead of us at this point. You've
Yes.
been going.
Yeah. Honestly, at this point, Brandon just feels like he's been not accomplishing very much because here's this kid who's like, "Hey, laws, fundamental laws of reality. Fuck you by the power of my brain."
Power of the brain.
So, out of character question. Out of the list of things I want, am I correct in thinking there's none of them on this route?
Pretty much.
Yep. So basically, it'll be an uneventful week for me. I end up at the town.
Pretty
At
much.
least 6 miles
I'll-
ahead of everyone else.
I'll send you a message about a couple of the other things just to be sure.
Yep.
Oh, I still plan on following our Route 1 strategy. I have at least one Pokemon I want to catch, maybe two, and I also do want to give my guys some training. There's no reason not to.
Yeah,
That last
whatever
gym
it is
fight,
that
I
you'll end
got
up
through
with
that by the
more-
skin of my teeth.
I think that Aurora will also be training most of the time on her route.
Okay, so in general, as a little bit of an extension of this whole wish list idea, I would like each of you to also message me what you would like to get accomplished on Route 2, just so I have it in writing, and that way I don't have to commit all of this crap to memory. Because I'm not going to lie, I'll go to bed tonight and I'm going to forget half of it.
That's why he has me, but I'm not reliable in that way.
You are the opposite of reliable in that way, sir.
I know, I'm an absent-minded fool that's just lovable by nature.
And Matt, we do or do not have anything like a actual list of what's on this route. It seems like people are thinking like we do, and I don't have it, so I'm just curious if it's a thing.
Nope, not really.
Okay.
Like, but with the much like in the video games, or I should say in the 6th gen games, the Pokedex will tell you when you have caught all of the Pokemon that are known to be on that route.
You mean in Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire specifically? It'll do that.
Was it not an X?
No.
Oh,
Nope.
well then yes, and then an Oras thing, because I
Yeah,
like
if
that.
that's the case, then yeah, that tells me more then. Okay.
So, and on that note, then you guys, let me double check the encounter list for Route 1. There are Pokemon that you have not scanned on Route 1.
Oh yeah, we didn't scan the Rattata.
Unfortunately. Damn Rattata.
Oh, that's right, you didn't scan Rattata. So yeah, there are more Pokemon that you didn't scan on Route 1. Like I said, we bloated Route 1. It is huge. I have to scroll down on the journal to see this shit.
By the way, Kairos,
Mhm?
you have Jean with you, correct?
Jean? Yes, of course. She's right here. And I'll pull her out of her ball.
Does she show any signs
Mark!
of coming out of her cocoon state?
Well, that's one thing I was hoping to try to train her a bit.
As an out-of-character note, Adam. Okay, so Jean had had gone into the cocoon. It was 2 days before?
Yeah, it was really early. It was like the second session or something.
Yeah, I mean it's a bug type. They evolve incredibly fast. It's just what I'm wanting to check is, did we note how many days? No, we did not. Crap.
Well, it would have been... Well, yeah, I mean, because let's see. We were 1, 2, 3... It would have been, I think, 3 days
Mhm.
at least before Wodenaz's egg. That was
Yeah,
1,
that's what I
2,
think.
3... I think it was 3 days before then.
Which in that case puts us at day 8. Yeah, because Damon.
9, I think. 8 or 9, yeah.
Damon, what day is your egg on right now?
My egg, by the time, on the day that we leave the ferry, that's day 5.
Okay, so you're on day 8. So
I'm on day 8.
No.
no. We're talking about
Different thing.
the cocoon Pokemon. You're on day 5. You're good. So in regards to Jean, so yeah, Jean's on day 8. Anybody who's curious about Jean's hatching time or whatever, make an intelligence roll.
I will make an intelligence roll.
I'm apparently intelligent about this.
Hiya!
So is Neon. Will's not quite as much. Wow. It's just a descending scale.
Wow.
Sometimes this game seems to do that. It's weird.
And it's really weird. I have a +2 to my intelligence.
I've got a +0. So, there you go.
Neon with his -1 beat the crap out of the rest of us combined. You know, that kind of thing.
Hey, my dad's tried to hatch a lot of Pokemon for his club. Give me a break.
Pretty much. Okay, so Kairos and Neon, you do know that in most cases, And actually, I suppose that Brandon would just. I don't know. In most cases, actually, yes, because he has a fucking fair fairy. God damn it.
Oh yeah, that.
Yeah,
Like
that's the
you don't
thing.
have to make the check. You already know.
Pretty much. So okay, so what was the question that had been presented?
Oh, Rhodes asked it, so why don't you re-ask it?
Wasn't it? Is it any further along of emerging from its cocoon state?
Well, it's been. I know it's been turning lighter color.
At which point Brandon looks a little bit confused and he looks over. He's like, lighter color? How long is it?
Kind of white and green.
What? How long has it been in the cocoon?
More than a week.
More than a week?
Yeah.
They're supposed to hatch in pretty much a week exactly.
Well, it's definitely been longer than that.
So, you said their name is Jean, right? As he's looking over at the cocoon.
Yeah. That's what I named her when she was a slugly.
I don't know. I guess something must be causing her to take a little longer. That's the only thing I can think of. That made. Oh man! And he actually is gonna look over his shoulder, like back to the fairy. But I mean, I know that bug types can have very particular like health things. I mean, you've heard the story of like smaller actual like small butterflies, the non-Pokemon kind, where if something if you mess with their cocoon or chrysalis or whatever it's called, that it'll mess with them, right? It'll mess with their
I'm
development.
vaguely aware of that. Yes.
I don't know. I have no information to base it on, but like it's the only thing that immediately comes to mind. I mean,
Well, I certainly haven't done any messing about. I mean, she's been in a few battles, but
Wills, you're psychic. Can you read her mind or something?
Can't read Pokemons.
Rhodes, wait,
well, but
wait,
Rhodes was able to try to do some kind of a connection, weren't you, Rhodes?
Yeah, I can try. No promises if she'll accept it, but I can try.
Wait, you can. How do you do a connection without it being psychic?
He's like me. He's psychic with Pokemon, though.
Don't feel bad,
There's
Brandon.
a-
Some of us are absolutely not psychic.
At which point, Brand just looks at Kyrus. He's like, "There's a difference. There are different flavors of psychic."
It's
I'm
certainly
human based. He's Pokemon based.
There's a lot more to it than that, but yes.
Rhodes,
Okay,
while you're discussing, attempts a link check.
Okay, and fails. So, is anybody else in here rocking crazy mind powers?
Me.
God damn it!
I think you might have got it that time.
Is that
God damn.
bad?
No, it's just that I'm jealous. I am good at making snacks for Pokemon, and like I mean, okay, I can do a thing that people are apparently Woods thought it was odd, but that's about the extent of it. I
Real quick, as he's going on and kind of just rambling like that,
yeah, pretty
I'm
much.
going to creep up behind him with Blubbly
Yeah, okay.
and whisper in your ear, "He'll eat anything you make him."
He's gonna
Oh my
he looks
God.
at the he's gonna look at the
That's like
Bubbleame.
harassment.
He's gonna look at the Bubbleame and he's gonna narrow his eyes at Neon and he's gonna point at Bubbleame, like poking in the middle of its forehead, and be like, "It develops stupidity by osmosis."
Adorable.
Clearly, your point made there for you, Brandon.
So,
But if it makes you feel any better, the only psychic thing I have anything going on at all is one of my Pokemon can project its thoughts slightly, but I can't really read minds or do other kind of psychic-y things.
That seems to catch Klaatu's attention, and he like floats down next to your waist and is rubbing his chin as if he's considering your Pokeballs curiously.
What? What is it doing? Keep it away from me.
Klaatu's like playing tricks.
Klaatu, yeah, they're a magician Pokemon. They like playing tricks and entertaining people, not like playing tricks like Ghastlies do or whatever, where they're pranks on people. Like, Here, Klaatu, just show him your card thing. And he seems like he claps his hands together, he's all excited, and he floats backwards away from everybody. And he waggles his fingers with his arms outstretched, showing that his hands are empty. And then he claps them together, and he rubs them, and then a moment later, it's 52 card pickup all over the road.
Did you do that?
Wills is actually claps. He's like, yes!
Klaatu then puts one of his arms across his stomach and bows, and then pulls his hat down over himself, like so he is now inside of the hat, and then he disappears in a cloud of smoke. And when the smoke disappears, Butterfree is there, looking around, confused. And when you look up, you see Klaatu where Butterfree was.
Aurora just giggles.
Everywhere.
And she really likes Klaatu.
But anyway, so while all of that had been happening, Rhodes,
While walking.
describe what Rhodes is doing with the cocoon while everybody's distracted with the freaking psycho Pokemons.
Rhodes is just kind of walking with his hand like about 4 inches away from the head of the Kerslugly, and he opens up his eyes slowly. They're not really focused, and then he slowly comes back, and he looks Kyrus like directly, and he goes, "It worked that time."
Oh, wonderful. Were you able to learn anything about that move you were talking about last time?
Yes, but more importantly, I got a few understanding of her thoughts.
Oh, fascinating. What was going on?
They're fairly concise, but fairly limited. Simply just the repeating phrase when prompted, "I'm waiting."
Waiting.
Waiting.
For what?
I don't know. That's all it would tell me. I'm waiting.
That's like ominously waiting, or like just not ready,
Yeah, or
that
waiting for the
sounds-
boss. Like,
It had a very matter-of-fact tone, like I should have understood what it meant, but I'm only human. It understands what it's waiting for, but to me, that entire concept was foreign.
I'll turn to... Oh, sorry, go ahead. Finish, please.
Yeah, just waiting for what never came up.
I will turn to Aramis and kind of whisper to him quietly, use your abilities and make sure that she knows that if she's waiting for anything on my end, she certainly has permission to evolve or something if that's what she's worried about. I doubt that's it.
I
At least tell her
didn't
that.
realize I'd been pressing B this whole time. Damn it!
Well, I don't know. I mean,
I sat on
figured
the
it's one thing
controller.
I can eliminate. So I'll have Aramis just make sure to kind of project that.
He just kind of nods and like climbs up onto your shoulder and looks at Jean and nods, and then looks at you and nods and hops off and goes back to walking.
Oh, very well.
I don't know, Aramis just seems to be kind of like, okay, whatever, shrug. Well, I said the thing.
Anyway, I wish I could have gotten more information, but yeah.
Fascinating.
Alright, so anybody who is an Orre native, roll me an intelligence or wisdom roll. I will allow you to choose.
Oh, character sheet does not automatically adjust your
Modifier?
modifier.
Why didn't mine show up?
Well, Will's did well.
Yeah, take the second check because the first check is one modifier off, I guess. I continue my habit of rolling ones. When I sit down in the DM's chair, this is going to bear like amazing for you all.
Yeah. I immediately challenge the Elite Four right now. Why right now? You don't have the badges. I don't care. Josh is DMing. I'm challenging the Elite Four right now.
Nice.
They miss every single thing.
Oh,
The others,
shit, okay.
18 and 19, those are both pretty solid.
Okay. Well. Okay. So I've. All right. So yeah, both Wodnaz and Wills, um, are pretty sure that you've heard that Chris Ugley can evolve into something other than Fair Fairy. So do with that information what you will.
Well, we've all heard about Musquidius, and it doesn't seem to fit that, because they would evolve in the same time, wouldn't they?
That's true. You guys do know about Musquidius.
Yeah, we had to remember we saw some, and you were like warning us how dangerous they were and everything.
That's true because it has the I will puncture you face.
Well, and you mentioned they also come in packs. So, big packs of mosquito sword face death.
Oh my.
Maybe it's waiting for more of its own kind or something? I don't know. Do they only evolve in groups or?
Hold on a second. Oh, excuse me. Josh,
Yes.
press Alt Tab.
I see it.
Okay. I don't know. I'm trying to figure out how to fix a thing. Oh, tangentially related.
It's tangentially related. We have to be at a certain geometric angle to evolve.
Yes. It needs to be held at exactly 13.5 degrees.
Yeah,
At all
tangent
times.
to some other surface.
Mhm.
With the paradox of the sun and the alignment of the planets.
Yeah. It's like you thought turning the DS upside down to level up Malamar was bad.
Ah, I
This-
forgot
this
about that.
This one has to be held at a very particular degree to
Yes.
the table for 12 hours.
Oh wow.
I like Malamar. That's the only reason I probably ever remember it.
Okay. So yeah, largely it was just it's just the Misquidius thing. And that does bring okay, so I just need to fix that as a mechanical aside. Anyway, Tim, in regards to that question, it really is just it's the Misquidius thing. It also can evolve
Okay.
into the Misquidius, is what that was about.
Okay.
I was just trying to make sure that Josh and I were on the same page and that I wasn't about to do the tabletop equivalent of writing myself into a corner.
Ah.
Anywho, so that said, so that's where the thing is with Gene, and just Brandon just kind of looks at it like, I don't know. I mean, it could be something's wrong. But if
I certainly don't get the feeling that that's the case, but
that's the only thing I can think of. But if what she's saying is that she's waiting, and it seems like she's doing it herself.
well, we'll have to see.
Just believe in her.
I do, quite thoroughly.
I know that Mab, as he points up to the fair fairy flying about overhead with the Butterfree, I know Mab would probably like a sister. You know, not literal, but sorry, you know what I'm saying though, right?
Well, maybe it's. I admit I have no special psychic powers, but I will say this: I have a couple of fairies on my team, and I get a distinctly non-fairy vibe from Jean.
I suppose.
Rhodes chuckles.
What are you giggling at?
The guy who's the poison type trainer has a couple of fairies on his team.
The most fairies, actually.
No, I think Jubilee still beats you at 3.
Oh, does she have 3? I didn't realize she had 3.
Yeah.
Wait, how does she have 3?
She has Flabebe, Clefairy, and Mahatsuki.
Ah, she caught... Yeah, she has her one she had, and then she was given the other 2. That's right. I was thinking she hadn't caught them.
Because
Anyway.
Aurora's a good friend.
and
Then let me
and-
rephrase that. I've
Shit.
caught the most fairy types. And soon, if my experiments prove successful, which I'm sure they will, I will have the first poison fairy.
And people
Rhodes
call
just
experimenting
nudges
on your
Brandon.
Pokemon?
Yeah. We read minds. He does mad science.
It's not mad, I say, and as I turn, Aramis turns exactly in sync and his eyes glow purple.
Oh God.
And
It's
I
not.
make cookies.
I can
Brandon's
make
still
cookies.
just like, fuck you guys.
Matt, I'm gonna make an intelligence check to determine what that thing on Brandon's wrist is.
That would be a compass watch.
Oh, right, I forgot. You hide that shit.
What? What am I missing?
You hide your
watch.
little. What makes your character so special?
I took a feature when I hit level 4
Oh, I
after
know.
beating Woods.
Yeah, I know.
After I beat Woods, I took a feature called Step Aside with an exclamation point. That's very important.
Which is what he's doing to this subject.
Once per day, I can declare that my Pokemon should step aside from an attack. And so after it has been declared and targeted and all of that, I can then make my Pokemon move.
Yeah,
I
As a-
believe that
as a
only works on
passive
AoEs,
rep.
though.
No. I just have to be targeted. So if somebody, say, wants to use Fire Spin or whatever, and I have one of my, say, butterflies as an example, that's at, say, 8 spaces away, I can say, avoid that, and have them move directly away out of range.
Oh, that's cool.
Yep,
But
as
let's
long
say
as
if
it
you
doesn't
couldn't
move
get out of range, would you still then be hit by it? Because you're still a valid target?
Nope. I can actually not move and still dodge it.
Wait,
once
really?
a day.
Well, no,
Yeah.
my point is, though, if you move, but the move could still target you, I'm trying to understand, I get moving out of range or moving into a way it couldn't target you would make it miss. But why does moving make it miss automatically?
Because the idea is that I'm pretty much using a interrupt trainer action and such
Yeah.
to just it's like how there's the one that is the automatic crit. This one is a automatically that one attack misses once per day.
There you go.
It's just it also allows me to do a shift action with the Pokemon if I want to. So yeah, that's what makes him special.
Yeah.
He's good at doing that.
Yeah.
Huh. That is pretty mean.
It is. one of the few instances of one feature directly countering another. I automatically crit. Well, no, you automatically miss.
You crit missed that. Go down.
Anyway. Yeah. As far as the in-character discussion, Brandon's just like, I bake cookies.
You do realize, though, that makes you the most suspicious of all of us by a mile.
What do you mean?
You added yourself to our group, and you've seen all the strange and unusual powers many of us do possess. And to claim that you have none when we're almost certain you have some just means you're either a liar or sneaky.
He points at Jubilee and says, she grabbed me by the back of my vest
And Will's.
and dragged me. Yeah, and Will's helped, and they dragged me out of the Pokemon Center. And then we met up with you on our way out into the woods.
Well, don't take it personally, and I bear you no animus. This is not a criticism, it is simply a statement.
I'm going to
You are up
slowly
to
raise my
something,
hand.
and I find you suspicious.
At
Oh,
which point
dear.
he's gonna smile at Kyrus and say, I am up to something. But it's not suspicious.
Oh god.
Apparently it's cookies. At which point I say, That's very handy because we have to constantly feed Neon.
My hand is still in the air.
I'm
What, Neon?
I have a Blublame.
I can make Blublame cookies.
I don't
Well,
have.
they do a lot of fat in them. You could probably render them down and turn them into, like, those. It's in cookies. I can see
No,
that.
you're not cooking up my Blublame.
He said he was going to make
But
Blublame cookies.
I can't do anything except maybe punch a Pokemon in the face, but that doesn't sound like a good idea at all.
As far as the I can make Blublame cookies, he's going to. Brandon is intentionally leaving that up in the air on if he can make cookies for Blublame or if he can make cookies out of
Blublame cookies?
Yes. It's lard.
Blood and comma cookies.
Let's
Well,
face
it's one of those
it,
questions.
It's lard.
Well, it's just one of those questions like, did you mean you could make cookies for Blublame or make cookies out of Blublame? And the answer is just yes.
That's for me to know and you to be paranoid over.
Yes. I think hopefuls we're looking for here, Matt, not paranoid.
One session, we get lost in the desert. All of a sudden, the Blublame disappears. And we get out of the desert on a series of very sweet cookies.
It's like there's like 5 sticks of butter in here. It's like, yep.
Yeah.
It's the lard, isn't it? Lard is always the answer. I hereby re-nickname Leviathan to Lardfish.
No. His name is Leviathan. No.
Leviathan.
It's not your fucking Pokemon to name.
I know.
It's mine.
I know.
Do not second guess the power of the public, though, sir.
And then they had to eat Robin's minstrel. Okay.
I actually spend an inordinate amount of time trying to work hard to make sure I don't say things that you guys can all take out of character in like weird perverted ways. So I work pretty hard at that. So it's not just you.
And yet you're still shipped with Rhodes. By the giggling one there.
No, that's what I have not successfully avoided.
Don't put it in his poopa.
Oh my.
Anyway.
Oh my.
I'm listening to Paganini. I'm just going to start ignoring the rest of you.
I was out of character.
Anyway, anybody else have anything that they want to have happen before we call it a night?
Nope, you know what I want to do. So
Aurora's gonna
Just
plop
have some
her
fun.
fishing rod into the river side.
So Aurora is stopping. I think that would be a thing to save for one of the more one-on-one things.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
just
We-
without
we
a
would
word,
go
Aurora
into
just
the
stops,
moon
pulls
rises
the
in the
fishing rod
sky.
out, puts it together. Whoosh. Here, what were you saying, Josh?
The party will advance along Route 2 with Lodinaz out in the distance ahead of us, laughing and chatting until the moon is high in the sky, at which point we will be like, hey, Lodinaz, you don't need to travel at night. And probably make camp.
and Woodnaz rolls his eyes at us and calls us weak under his breath, and then probably keeps going.
No, he just looks at you and it's like, stop if you want. I'll move ahead for the night. He says, sleep can happen tomorrow night. There we go.
Okay.
So to paraphrase, you turn, call us weak in a roundabout way, not under your breath, and then keep going.
Yes.
To make sure we're on the same page.
So I understand that the egg is a very particular circumstance, Damon. But I'm letting you know that that because there's more that how to put it. The best way I can think of as an example is this is getting kind of close to those situations of it's the ranger that refuses to ever walk into the city. And I understand that, again, this is just one particular situation, but in most situations where something like that is the case, it's pretty much okay, well, roll up a new character, because if your character's going to be running off for himself or by himself for an entire week just for the sake of you guys aren't moving fast enough.
He has not. He has at this point in time one goal, and that's to get to the town.
Okay, but that's what I'm getting at. That one goal is for being a group game is very much a, well, peace out. I'm not saying that you have to stop playing Wodenaz and hand me the character sheet kind of thing, but I want that to be a thing that you take into consideration for this.
You're being really vague, and it's
well, and that's the thing. I'm trying not to be, and I'm trying to think of probably of a better way of trying to get the point across.
Words.
I don't like or want to be in like one of those situations where it's the GM saying you need to change the decision that your character is making, but I am like out of character. Like, we already know that yes, Route 2 has nothing for Wodenaz, and I understand that him wanting to just get there as fast as possible is a separate thing, or is a character decision. But at the same time, wandering off on his own, despite yes, it's on the route, is a self-defeating one, and it's a group game.
Well, none of us understand in character what you're wanting to do. We don't understand as characters what's going on either.
As players.
Okay, so as characters, you will need an explanation as to why he's doing what he's doing.
Well, it would help.
Or else it just kind of seems like you're just, oh, I don't want to be around you guys, and just leaving. Like, I understand you have an egg and you're trading it, but as Wills would be like, why does that like affect how fast we go?
Did
Why
you
does
ask
it
him?
preclude?
Well, no, he didn't ask, but that's why
That's-
it had been asked a number of different ways when it had first been brought up. When you had been asked, why is it that it has to be an immediate thing?
Yeah.
And it got glossed over.
Yeah.
With pretty much, it just is. And I'm not going to lie, a lot of this is also an out-of-character thing that I want to make sure that is addressed, because it's one of those things of how to put addressing it, because like I know that you sent me a message and about it, and it's one that I like kind of makes sense. I really can't relate to, so it's hard for me to empathize with it in that regard. But I want to make sure that it's a thing that is addressed before anybody else in the party is like, well, X, Y, and Z.
Okay, you just lost me with the last bit. I don't.
But before anybody else has it, like before it becomes any sort of potential issue as an out of character thing for reasons X, Y, and Z that somebody might have or whatever in their head. Because there's no context being provided. So even if it is just an out of character explanation, that way everybody is on the same page, and then an in character one that would have been brought up back at the monastery as an example.
Okay.
So
in which case, well, minor retcon, he would set up camp, and then basically say, "Yeah, you're late."
that doesn't explain anything.
Are they going to ask again?
Okay.
Well, to be perfectly frank, Kyrus would in character, because you clearly don't want to talk
the first time. You didn't answer it the first time, so what is the point of asking a second? That's why I'm trying to give the option for having answered it the actual first time.
So you're saying you're giving me an opportunity for a retcon.
Yep.
Okay, you said that. I have to gather thoughts. So, what would exactly? How would they word of the? What was the exact wording, or what would have been the wording of the question exactly?
Why is it that you feel as far as the one that Brandon had asked was, why is it you feel the need that you have to be there to put it into the computer the moment it hatches?
Okay. In which case, he would have turned and he says, "You have family, right?"
I tend to not trade off family for other family members, but yes.
My family? Well, they're here, and yet they're, shall we say, hard to reach. Very hard to reach.
So they're dead?
Oh, no. I don't know if they've been captured or not. But they're... He pulls out the map, the big map, at the out of character very quickly. I assume I know the rough area where I was because people said, "Oh yeah, that's one of those areas that from there
Yep.
in the caves
No, above it.
above it."
There is an above ground section of all that too.
Okay. He points at the map and says, "That is where I live. That is home. There's no towns, no nothing, just outdoors." And it's just, the ones that raised me are there. I don't have family out here beyond Gungear. I need more.
And so you have Gungir's kid, but you're going to trade off Gungir's kid.
He looks at you just rather blankly. It's like, two of the same thing don't help me.
So
Yes.
it's not a matter of family then.
Yeah, it's
I mean,
a fairly mercenary approach.
He looks at you. Family is what you make it, right?
I can agree with that.
My dad sent me off to go capture Pokemon.
But that doesn't answer the question though of like why you need to be right in front of a computer when this egg is hatching. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't trade it off because if you, my planned career is I plan on breeding Pokemon so that other people can have family members and pets and such. Somebody that they can spend their time with. But um, at the same, it's like Kyra said, this is supposed to be a journey, not a military force march. So why do you need to be right there when it's hatching?
So he pulls out all four of his team. He says, "There's something missing here. I need to fill it. Mercenary? Sure. But I need something to fill the spot that's missing.
Okay, but
The sooner I do that, better off I am. The better off we all are." Looks at his...
This Pokemon season is lasting 2 years. This team is going to last you the rest of your life. Is 12 hours going to matter?
Doesn't it?
Well,
They
if
all
I may, Wodenaz, I would argue slightly differently than our friend here. It's not so much that in an absolute perfect mathematical sense it may not matter, which, to be fair, to your point, it may. It is better to have than not have, and better to be prepared than not be prepared. I agree with you. But you're preventing other people who are your friends and who care about you from proceeding the way that they would like to cater to your whims or have to let you run off on your own, which, to be fair, we're concerned, I believe we all are, for your safety and everything else. I mean, there's some crazy snatcher blowing up buildings right behind us. I mean, the world is not as safe as we wish it was. And by forcing us to either silently submit and follow your pace, ignoring everything we want to do, or simply let you run off on your own with nary a word, it's not fair to the rest of your friends.
So I should sit and match your pace?
No, but you should at least explain to us in a way we can understand. Help us to understand what it is that you want so we can try to compromise and find a good solution that will work for everyone. But I've said my piece. I will not belabor the issue more than that. But if that's the only thing you... I know you are wise when it comes to ways of strength. Think only this. Be careful in pursuing a small amount of strength of your own arm. You do not alienate the strength of the rest of your pack. Because that's weakness, not strength.
Out of character, he's hatching an egg, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
And he wants to then, once it hatches, put it into the computer.
Okay. I'm gonna poke the egg and be like, so what's supposed to be in there?
Since he has his four out, it's just Gungir, Jungral, vicious thing. If I can get what I need, get what I want, then it's all things will be better.
So out of character, you have 4 Jungral.
No, I have 4 Pokemon. One of which I'm putting it onto the map for people to see.
Hooray!
And it doesn't show. Oh, there it is.
There, he's right there. He's adorable.
Yeah, he basically has his 4 Pokemon out, which is the Jungral, Groundite,
The
Borearm, and the Kokurai. Something is missing from the group. Mainly something that can take a hit.
Oh,
If you
gotcha.
So at this point, Rhodes kind of perks up, tips his hat down, and simply says, so if you're looking to fill a hole as quickly as possible, do you
a
know
very
what to fill it
specific
with?
hole. Yes, I know what I'm filling it with, or what I want to fill it with.
What's that?
Dragon.
My friend, I think is this your first trade?
Yes.
Okay. You don't always get what you're looking for out of a trade. Sometimes you have to be patient. Sometimes it can take weeks to arrange a deal with a trainer that you feel will take good care of what you're given. Like, we've been exceedingly lucky that we've found people quickly, but to do anything but that's irresponsible. And I'm just saying, don't rush to suddenly just wait. But that's my piece on the matter.
I'm gonna pat your Jungral on the head. Be like, don't you think he's adorable?
He just stares at you with his one eye.
But isn't he neat? Isn't he cool?
1, she. 2,
Oh, my bad.
2, he's not like he's trading his Jungral away.
Yeah.
not that one. No.
Yeah.
As for adorable,
Clearly, you should have learned by now, Woodnaz, this group has a very strange set of definitions of what makes something adorable.
yeah, and he turns to you and he says,
You're adorable.
your definition differs from mine.
I'm gonna still scratch the Jungral and say, but you still enjoy her company, right? You still care about her, and I'm sure she cares about you.
He looks at you like you're crazy. He's like, that's my sibling, yes.
And so you have another sibling right there in your hands in that egg. And you're just gonna...
That's a false dichotomy, Neon.
That would be a niece or a nephew.
Your niece.
Well, regardless, I think you are not giving Wodenaz's argument enough credit. He is fundamentally correct in the sense of what he wants to do. I don't have any problem with what he wants to do, and his reasoning is sound. I only argued, and as I said before, that in the process of gaining the strength he is trying to gain, which I perfectly understand, don't burden the rest of the tribe so thoroughly that you lose their support.
Yeah.
Agreed.
There's a reason pack animals are stronger than big single scary things that live in the woods, because they work together. Let's not lose that. In the attempt to become a dragon, let's not lose the wolf. Or the jungrowl, in this case.
So then what should I be doing, as you may put it?
Tell us how we can help you. If you had come to us and said, my friends, I need to gain this strength, I'm worried that I'm not pulling my weight, or I'm worried that we are vulnerable, or I'm worried that whatever your worry is, do you think for a second we would have said, no, screw you? What would we have said? You're a friend. We care about you. If that's something that's that important, I certainly would be willing to, like, the amount of things I want to do on Route 2 might take an hour. I'm not concerned about taking days and days, and hell, I would march longer if that's that important to you. But if I don't understand what you even want, let alone that it's important and you're not just being a jerk, how am I supposed to know that I want to make that decision? I mean, to be frank, and I mean no aspersions on anyone else's character, there are many folks in this group who do completely random, unpleasant things for no reason I can understand.
Hi, I'm Rhodes.
Hi, I'm Neon.
Yeah, well, I said I'm not naming names, and it's not a criticism, but it's simply a statement of fact. The screaming one is not present, but...
Oh no, she's there. She's on the Yakarf.
Oh. My attempt at subtlety is not effective, but my point is still valid. I was certainly only assuming you were making yet another one of those strange decisions that our comrades seem to keep making. And I was simply trying to roll my eyes and give you your space, as I've been doing for the rest of them.
You rolled your eyes at me?
I roll my eyes. And actually, worse than that,
Do
the
you bite
lemur
your
also...
thumbs?
Rhodes tips down his hat so you can't see him also roll his eyes.
Brandon's just rubbing his nose.
It's not worry that I have. It's the simple need. I need to be stronger in order to help them get stronger. I can't do that if they keep on, well, if there's no one to take a hit for them.
And
Become the ambush predator I thought you claimed you were. Jungrowl doesn't run in to get hit in the wild, does it? It stalks its prey and then ambushes them and they're down before it can react, right?
Well, and beyond that, the matter of the method through combat is not what the crux of the concern was. If you want to try and get somebody to complement the skill set that the rest of your team has, by all means, no one is begrudging that. We just want to know why it has to be at the
Such
exclusion of
urgency.
the level of urgency that it's the exclusion of an entire route along what's supposed to be our journey as just all of us. I understand wanting to try and fix that issue as soon as possible, but maybe not less as soon as possible and as soon as reasonable. But I apologize. He's gonna kind of motion to everybody. He's like, I'm the new guy. Obviously, you all know one another well enough. I was only trying to really facilitate a discussion, and so I apologize for, I guess, butting into the social group. But
So Wills is gonna walk up and completely interrupt Brandon and it just goes, look, guys, I know it's a little bit tense, and I understand, Woden, as you want to get to the city, but for you to trade, but it's not hatched yet. Can't we take our time and have a good time and just enjoy people's companies, and then if it hatches, we can make due haste? Would that be a fair compromise?
He looks at the ground for a moment. That'll do.
Okay.
Out of character,
Yay.
that doesn't change anything.
Well, I know it doesn't change anything out of character, but at least it gives us time to think.
Just the egg's gonna hatch on exactly the same time frame, and Wodenaz knows that. So
We actually don't know.
I thought he did know.
Nope, not really.
He has a
Just
rough
knows.
idea.
Oh, okay. See, I thought I heard you in character saying it's exactly this many days and trying to plan stuff. So I thought you were working off a fixed timetable.
Nope. I mean, out of character, I have a fixed date and schedule. But in character, he has he's never hatched an egg. He wasn't there. I mean,
Yeah,
as a
gotcha.
small child, there was him, and then there was Gungear, and that was it. But yeah. So as for egg hatching, this is his first one, and he has no clue, and so he's trying to avoid. For him, what is he would consider as inopportune inopportune moment,
Yeah.
as such as, I don't know, egg hatching in the middle of the road.
To be fair, it is a Jungrel. They're tough as hell. Like, I mean,
No, they're not. They're fragile. They can kill you, but they're fragile.
well, I didn't mean in terms of like being able to get hit in the head with clubs, but I mean they're a robust and rugged species that is a predator. You're not trying to hatch a delicate butterfly. No offense to butterflies. I say turn.
Yeah,
into
Brandon.
Hey, I got CC for days. For days.
Almost as much as my CC, if not more.
And you can all keep CCing each other as you slowly die of poison.
Yep. Anyway. So anyway, and since that discussion had at least been wrapped up, then with at least the compromise made of the whole, well, once it hatches, then we can worry about it then. I don't. I guess at that point, Josh, we want to go ahead and wrap it up, unless somebody else has something else, another thing that needs to get brought up.
No, I'm good.
No.
Okay. So as everybody's setting up camp for that first night, the camera pans up to the sky, and you just hear somebody mutter something about, "I wish I had some cookies," and then camera fades out.